Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Ocarina of Time Randomizer NA Weekly, where hopefully we'll have some fun, but I can't guarantee that. It might be fun for us. Can't guarantee it's fun for anybody else. I don't know. What's our commentators think about that?
Yo, what's up, chat? What's up, Doc? Joining me here in the commentary booth, along with Soul.
Chat
I woke up today, so
I guess I'll be a good seed. I mean, Fire Medallion Start used to be like, I don't know, I think considered cursed or like it's a jet seed or whatnot. So I don't know. I'm a little apprehensive to say it's a bad seed or a good seed. Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything yet. So we know that we have mini wet start though on Freezy Elf. Pretty good.
We're starting Child. So
Yeah.
at least that gets you there for Second Force Meadow. For Child, you can run and do Deku real quick, so it's not bad.
Like 95% of the racers, give or take, are probably just going to play Minuet at start. So then you can go get the hints on top of SFM. You can go to Mitos, and you just get a lot of info, a lot of density right off the bat.
Yeah. Definitely one of the best locations with regards to Sphere Zero items or items that are just immediately in the game.
Ooh, okay.
Oh God.
It's pretty good. Pretty good
That's
start.
a fun farm, yeah.
Liam. Oh, get wrecked.
This is great because you can peek the volcano, you can peek the crater wall, which is Sphere Zero starting up here.
And I think that's a fantastic idea.
And you can just go straight to CAC too if you want to do chickens, if that's your cup of tea. Oh, and a bomb bag!
Oh, jeez!
That's why you check that. That's why you check that. If you start at top of team.
Oh my God! Okay, so you could just go do Dodongo's Cavern as a child. It's fine.
Well, no, I can't advocate for that. But you don't even have slingshot. I mean, hey, Zora River foolish, and Fieldway the hero too. Okay, Shadow Temple.
Shadow.
Way the hero.
Shadow's always fun.
I mean, this is a crazy amount of Divergence we're already seeing so far.
Second Shadow hints.
We've got one in CAC, we've got one running around DMC, and we've got one in Forest area.
Yeah, also Song of Storms on Saria check. That's a very strong opener. A scale on top of DC as well for Liam.
I think Liam can get Skulls and Down by digging here.
Yeah, that's probably what he's gonna do. I mean,
can't really do chickens unless... Oh, I think it's still day.
It is day.
Oh, baby.
But yeah, it looks like he's gonna start out with chickens. I mean, not a play I would recommend, but it's a really safe play. If you're happening to pass by Kakariko as child, you might as well do it. It's just safe.
I love the...
Yeah, go ahead.
Doing chickens.
Now, was that Sora's River Way the hero?
No, River is foolish, and Skullmask is also not good. So we're not gonna see that.
We could officially in Logic Bongo now. We got ice arrows.
I'm sorry, just so much has happened here in the last, 2.5 minutes. I have no idea. My brain is not keeping up.
I mean, the biggest thing right now is the bomb bag and crater wall. We know that Field's Way the hero. That was an SFM hint, so pretty much everyone's going to get that within the first 10 minutes, I would imagine. I think that it's really just a hunt for ZL at this point, if you have the bomb bag, and after you go to Minuet to get the Song of Storms. So, I mean, once you have ZL, Song of Storms, bomb bag, you might as well just go straight to bottom of the well. I think it's a really strong play, especially the earlier you go. I feel like the better it is in general. So, really high density, 5 minutes or so for the whole thing. So, we'll see what happens here, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you've got real quick access with your save spawn being top of DMT. top of DMT to Owl drops you right there outside of the well. So at any point you can go there real fast.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nice to get that Sphere Zero check. And just a blue peon chickens today.
That's a shame.
It looks like we've got Words for Swords, who's going to be the first person heading to Deku Tree.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Sun's an ice cavern hits.
That's a hard no for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather it be somewhere bad. Don't want my opponents having access to Suns in general, because I feel like I can route without it pretty well. So if I saw that hint, I'd be pretty happy. I'm not going to get that for a while, either way.
No.
Like graveyard late hero or something. Yeah, the
followed
Sun
immediately by the Sun Song Grave hint
is dead.
So if there was any doubt of whether Sun Song was going to be useful or not, it just answered the question for you.
Alright, so Words is in Deku. Cola's gonna go there probably after checking the sword chest here in Kakuri Forest. Incoherence not too far behind as well. And Liam is still doing chickens here. Also got Man on Roof. We saw that being ice arrows, which is a dead item in this game.
Yeah, not like MMR, which I know that you've been grinding here recently.
Yeah, I just got my first finish on that. It feels pretty good, but
Congrats.
yeah, in this game, it's a stark difference in terms of how useful they are.
Yeah, it's great in MMR. They actually have assigned the different elemental arrows to, is it the
R.
D-pad?
R, you just pull
R.
an arrow and you press R. It's a really good kind of nice change in terms of quality of life, but not necessarily needed in OT, I think. I mean, you barely ever use fire arrows. If you do, you just leave them equipped, and you don't ever use lights outside of Ganondorf usually.
Yeah. And I think I've used ice arrows maybe twice. I think once was for a meme. That was about it.
This is interesting on Liam's side. He's killing stall children to get rupees, but he could just pull a grave out in graveyard. I'm not sure he knows that for blue
What I was
phase.
thinking. Yeah.
He might have missed time of day for Dampe too. I'm not entirely sure. He spent a lot of time doing that.
You
But
have,
he's gonna get the skulls here in CAC as well.
you have what, 20 seconds, I think, of night to still make Dampe time?
That's what I've seen a few people think, but I kind of chalk it up to like 10 seconds just to give myself a little bit of time.
Okay.
Not entirely sure on the specific of that though. It's not a lot of time, regardless. You have to be pretty near the entrance.
So I have a question for the two of you.
Yeah.
This has been a discussion that's been going around recently in different types of settings. Starting with consumables like Deku Sticks, Deku Nuts, Deku Shield. What are your thoughts on that?
I really like it.
I think it's fine for these weekly settings that we're running right now. With random spawn, random age, I think starting with Deku's is fine. I mean, Shop Sanity's not on. Like for the multi-world tournament is something I would kind of expect not to have a Deku Shield. And I'm pretty sure that is the case. But for weekly, I think it's totally fine. I mean, it's never been a very interesting part of routing, right? Just trying to get money, and if we started with the full wallet anyway, I don't know. I could take it or leave it either way, but we did find a magic and shield grave.
Nice.
So Liam a little bit ahead of everyone, but does not have that bomb bag yet.
Yeah, the reason I ask is I've been playing a stupid amount of League recently. League settings, which is very similar to weekly settings, a little bit of changes. And they don't start with consumables, but still having random spawn. And it tends, I find, to be one of those that becomes a consumable. Like you have that early grinding for money just to buy things like sticks, nuts, shield. And And it makes it a little bit harder because sometimes you need sticks early before you have the chance to go to Kokiri Forest. And so I've been a fan recently, the more I've played, of starting with things, at least Deku Nuts, Deku sticks. Like Shield, sure, take it or leave it, but at least the Deku Nuts, Deku sticks, I've really enjoyed starting with those weeklies.
Yeah, definitely. And also, if you didn't catch that, we got a Crater Wave the hero. So if you missed that bomb bag early in the seed, well, you're going to get kind of bailed out, I guess.
Reminder to go get it.
Now, speaking of league settings, actually, the OOTR official league is going to be starting rather shortly. Signups close tomorrow at midnight UTC, around 24 hours from now, which is, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. So if you're interested, make sure to check out the Discord channel and sign up. As a person that was in both of the test seasons, it was a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend it. I think we got like 120 plus people already signed up. So
really,
there's going to be a lot of skill variance. So it doesn't matter if you're a new player, an old player, good or bad. I mean, if you want to play a regular season of just 1v1 matchups, I think it's double round robin per division, and it's got a chance of going up and down divisions. So there's stuff to play for it. So I would check it out if you're interested. And I'm signed up, for the record.
I was about to say, I already signed up, which is see also me doing all of the different asyncs for the league and doing them terribly.
I haven't touched those yet. Those will be fun.
And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it here. There's just a little bit of differences in logic with some tricks that are allowed here in weekly settings that aren't allowed in league settings. So it's been interesting from that regard, but
it's a little bit more accessible for newer players. I think is the aim of it, and I definitely agree with it. I mean, a lot of the kind of logic skipping stuff, rather than it being kind of assumed that you know it, like you can just sit down, not know anything, and just follow the items, follow the hints, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good introductory setting for people that are just interested.
Shawnee, in logic was the words that I was thinking of. I do them anyway, but they're not in logic, quote unquote. Also, shout outs to Deadly Thunder and Riley for subscribing. Thank you so much.
Now you have access to all those cool emotes.
Yeah.
We got a lot of cool emotes. A little bit of ways from the next sub goal, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. So
only a little bit. We could do that.
We can do it in a stream, right? How many do we need? Just over 700. We can do that. Just over 800. Yeah.
Just wait until the next big tournament. I'm sure it'll climb back up there, but so. Words has finished Deku, I believe. Kola just also finished Deku. It is a medallion, water medallion.
Mm-hmm.
And Liam just entered an Incoherence a little bit ahead of him. Oh, okay. Words is resetting. I'm pretty sure he got the Crater Way, the hero, so he probably is going to check the Crater Wall.
Yep. Probably check that, check Volcano.
Yep, he's going straight for it. Yep.
And I think that's a fantastic idea. And if you want to go adult, I mean, it puts you right back in CAC when you're done.
Right, and if you just go from there to Lon Lon, and then from there to Market, and you're all set pretty much for your first child segment.
Exactly.
We do know that field is Way of the Hero, but I mean, I think when you get Bomb Bag here, going to DC, we don't even know if it's a medallion yet, so going adult, I think, is probably the safest play here.
I'd agree with that. I think there could be an argument to say, like, when also, you are done.
You can just drop in the lava there if you don't know.
Yeah.
It just voids you back out. You just don't want to fall into the lava when you are going to die, because then your Deku Shield will burn away. But
oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep.
No, what I was going to say is I think there's an argument to say about doing, after Lon Lon, doing field, going lake, setting Scarecrow, grabbing the owl, like.
It takes a lot of time to do that, so without it being hinted at all, unless you really are planning to do the back lake hints, you could do field as child, but probably could be faster as adult. What if you find Epona too? Like, certainly ways to do it faster. So that's why I would just go adult. I mean, once you know DC's a medallion, you can more confidently go for it. I think people will go for it anyway. Just too strong for play. And 20 is dead as well. Okay.
Yeah, we saw that on Icola's side.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Bouncing Wade hero as well.
Yeah, so we're missing some. We're missing what ZL, but nobody's done a work. I mean, we've only gotten 2 songs, so we still got a lot of game to go.
Yeah, we're only 15 minutes in here. Still got a lot of seed left to play.
Yeah, because seeing something like the Zora's Fountain hint, you start to wonder, like, at what point do I go? I mean, I think once you have ZL and Irons, I think, and you know, easier access out there.
The only thing I don't like about the openers for these players is I think I probably would have gone Ranch first before Deku. Just due to time of day. Having beat Deku already, it's really hard to fit in Ranch plus going to Market, so I think I'd rather just go Ranch and then go Deku. There's a strength there in the Deem team.
Whoa.
Be helpful.
Yeah, and we did not see that from Icola so far.
Alright, Kola is going to go for the field checks here. Get a little bit more info. Water Temple Foolish, nice.
Interesting. And also not unsurprising.
Nice to know, because Water Temple.
It's like when you see that and you see Jabu, you're like, oh, okay, at least I know now.
Nice, getting Broken Stick there for words.
Yeah, that was slick. The worst is when you get Broken Stick and then Link tries to pick up a bush there, so you lose Broken Stick. Nothing in field so far.
It's totally going to be in the boulder, unless we've checked that already.
Boulder of Destiny. No, we haven't seen that yet. Ooh, and Cola going for the Valley play.
Yeah, it's just informed by his time of day, right? Like, there's nothing else you can really do right now, and you need it to be daytime. And the Lake Isle is just going to put you right where you want to be.
See, no pending girl. Once you say that it's a jet seed, the seed hears you and immediately moves your last location to the worst place humanly possible. The seed knows.
If this was a jet seed, we'd have more than just 2 items.
The seed can feel when you think jet, and it just starts moving items.
To me, jet seeds are like you find adult items in your child segment, the first one, and you find child items in your second adult section, and then you might not even go back child.
I was about to say.
Kind of what I would think when I think jet seeds, but
the dream jet seed is finishing an adult 1.
Like finishing 3 dungeons in the first hour or something like that.
Yeah, and having started with the medallion, so you're already 4 medallions in by an hour.
Yeah. pretty rare. You don't usually see that. Maybe 3 by the hour mark, but on average, it's a little less likely. And I think it's not a bad thing at all.
Oh, shout out to that Cucko's hint. Wow.
That's an argument for putting it off, for sure. You save minutes.
You're not wrong. Then I would have been one of those people who did chickens. So glad I'm doing comms and not racing this one. Hey.
Yeah, definitely can't say the same for me, but...
Well, I know, you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't do chickens.
I do like Icola's positioning here. Could go to Domain. Might not even want to go Adult yet. Could have a little bit more thorough of a child segment. He knows River is going to be dead, though, and he doesn't have letters, so... I don't know. I mean, I would have been Adult already in this seed, so...
Yeah.
I think pushing the songs is definitely the #1 strategy still. I think it always has been, but Bigger Undead.
That was quite the Scarecrow song that he said.
The spin in a circle? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think songs have become extra powerful in random spawns.
Yeah, I mean, they could all be warp songs in your first 4 songs or something like that. Mm-hmm. You're just in a much better position.
There we go, words. I was like, please check Tactite words, please. I think it's all we have left.
I mean, he has to, because he's waiting for time of day anyway.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Liam's in River. I'm gonna check a few hints here, maybe. Could just be on his way to market.
And that's a hook shot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, baby.
That's not exactly what you'd want to see. They already have 1 scale, though, so, I mean, logically, need Iron Boots or 2nd scale to get that.
I think that check is a lot worse if field isn't hinted as way of the hero.
It can be. I mean, I think it depends on how early you get Epona, how early Bomb Bag is.
Mm-hmm. It's just one that can be a little bit on the trickier side to route, for sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure Liam got the Foolish hint for a River, to be honest. I don't know why he's here.
Beans? Question mark?
Maybe to go back up the river and chicken into Zora's.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna be bold, let's just be bold. Like, let's go. Chicken entry into Domain.
The biggest weakness with Liam's route right now is he doesn't get to go to Valley, right? So, like, it's going to be -1 hint, -2 item checks, but we know it's dead, thankfully. But, I mean, you could easily orphan something there, not get it for another hour, then last location, like a hook shot or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit risky.
Yeah, I wonder if Liam's doing this because they can scale into Lake afterwards.
That's one of the reasons to do it. I mean,
because then it's no longer
Domain's in
like
logic right now. Yeah, Domain's in logic with the scale right now, so that's the biggest reason to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go to Lake first, you know.
Oh, and we now have ZL from Lon Lon Ranch. As chat screaming, rush well, rush well.
Would have been really good for the runners if they had gotten that, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. Could get another song in Graveyard, could get another check at DMT when you save warp, like...
It's never too late. You can always save quit.
Wow, Words is skipping the choose there. That's an interesting play.
I think I would have gotten those shoes. I find there's a lot of situations where choose, you just need choose.
Doesn't have slingshot yet. Boomerang could need it for spirit.
For spirit.
Could
Spirit
want it for spirit.
trial.
Don't need it, but yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, it's faster than just pulling out a bomb and waiting for it too. So if you get a 10-pack, 20-pack there, it can save 30 seconds in some spots.
So anytime I get chews, I always have to remind myself to stop wasting them at around like 2 or 3 because they're just so fun. Like you can backflip and do the shield trick to make them blow up faster. You can like throw them into rocks and they blow. Like they're just so fun. And the next thing I know, I have like 1, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit careful with them at the same time, right? Like
it's so easy.
Using Nehrus.
Interesting.
Yes. Get it. Now drop a bomb and hold the ESS position. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, that wouldn't be allowed, but...
Who
I
said
don't think you want to
Who
do
said that?
Yeah, I think it's just for the memes.
It's certainly not for the magic, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, using the magic here is definitely risky. If you get a fire source in the next, 4 checks, 5 checks, it can make your early adult a lot more awkward.
Yeah, but Link looks so cool in the diamond.
I didn't say it wasn't cool.
So when can we randomize Neighbor's love color?
Ooh,
I want like
pretty thick one.
hot rotating rainbow Neighbor's love.
That would be pretty cool.
I think I would use
not
the
really use
condom
that
if I could
option.
randomize the color. I think that'd be cool.
Sure. Yeah, like a rainbow one or something.
Yeah, right? I'd have literally no magic by the time I was done. I would just use it all the time.
It was a 5-pack in the windmill.
Still useful to have for the reasons we've already stated, but incoherent checking the fountain at top of DMT. It is nothing. And it's gonna go check the bomb bag at Crater Wall. So it's really only Liam that doesn't have the bombs yet.
Oh, poor Incoherent, thinking that, oh, I've got these bomb chews. You know, I'm going to use them to get these bomb lock checks and weigh the hero, and then there's just going to be a bomb bag.
And on Icola's side, this is exactly why you want to go ranch early, because it can just make your time of day routing super awkward, and you have to wait, 10, 30 seconds, sometimes more, depending on how it lines up.
Incoherent, that is such a mood. The amount of times Link's like, yeah, I do actually want to fall off that skinny piece of wood there.
It's a great idea.
The worst one is that, here's the thing. That grotto doesn't technically count as, like, your last location if you fall off. And so, because, like, if you go into the fairy fountain and you fall, you go back to the fairy fountain. If you go to the entrance of Goron City, you go back to Goron City. If you go into the grotto, it's like, screw you, I'm going to drop you back to the entrance of Goron City. And you're like, why? Thank you for attending my TED Talk.
And at this point in the seed, it looks like Icola will be the one ahead on Restream here. Has the bomb bag, the magic, saw where the hookshot is in field. And most importantly of all, his time of day is good right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I think I think a lot of these players are being very thorough in their child segment. And I think for some seats, it's very important. I think in seats like this, where you've already got Strength, Bomb Bag, ZL, like, I think seats like this, it's just probably on the better side to do everything that you need quickly in child, and then book your way out to adult.
Ooh, Forest Temple Way to Hero. That's our last one. Oh, we have all 5 now. Field, Shadow, Crater, Fountain, Forest. Really only the field and craters are satisfied. From what we know, there's still more checks in Crater, though.
Gross. Forest Temple.
I was gonna ask if we know if it's. I was gonna ask if we know if it's a medallion or a stone, and I'm like, oh, we have no idea. No one's even.
We don't even know about Shadow either. Yeah, no one's even made any sudden movements toward Temple of Time. Ikola is now going there.
Hey,
it seems. I think we're gonna finally see Temple of Time.
It's the major bait. He's actually not doing it at all.
I mean, that's possible. It is certainly possible. He really doesn't have that much left, though, so I would be surprised to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, they could always go
Bombwell. I mean, yeah.
Child the Dongo.
Oh, baby.
If I had to guess, yeah, I kind of agree with you, Doc, in terms of routing. They're definitely being thorough and safe. I'm not even convinced any of them are going to go to Bomb the Well this early before Temple of Time.
Yeah.
I think they would have been there already if they were.
Incoherent is about the only person that I could see doing it.
It's in a great spot to do it.
You've already got all the songs. You've got... Yeah. Yeah, I think if there was one person...
Considering the bombs are right next to your spawn, definitely, I think Incoherent right now definitely feels behind, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And Liam might also be doing it.
Liam doesn't even have bombs, so...
Liam's got the 5-pack of 2s, question mark? No, Liam doesn't have ZL.
No. He hasn't been to Ranch yet.
Oh my god!
His time of day is really not lined up very well.
No, baby.
It's a tough spawn to deal with, though, if you don't know how it plays out with top of DMT.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the first or maybe the second time you've seen it ever. And it's certainly a possibility at this point. I think we've had random spawn be a thing for, like 6 months or so. Kind of large-scale kind of play, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you kind of have to know some of your exceptions, like knowing that if you start Gerudo Valley Fortress side as child, that might be your GTG access.
Yep.
And that's terrible logic, that if you haven't actually had a seed where that's happened, you will never think of it. You just won't think about it. Because why would you? OOT is Bolero.
I mean, that's cool.
Cool story, bro.
Go do all dungeons for a warp song, yeah.
Okay, Prelude at Suns. It's going to be really good for Incoherent. I mean, it's terrainly night, so he's not going to have to wait for time of day to get there. Really bad news for Liam, though. Really bad news. He's not going to be able to get that because he's still time of day locked. And he probably won't go there because he's going to Bomb the Well right now. So we're not going to see Liam go adult for another 10 minutes or so, I would imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
And he probably won't have Bomb Bag, which is just really rough spot to be in. But Ikola, first player to go adult here on Restream. Serenade at Minuet.
Ew.
Got our medallion text too.
I'm kind of cool with Serenade. Serenade for me used to be like a D tier song. Like I hated seeing Serenade in season 3, but season 4, I'm warming up to Serenade.
It's a good song.
It gives you good movement options.
The Kakariko Potion Shop is the spawn.
Oh, that's nice.
giant sword in the bottom of the well.
There you go. You immediately got all 10 minutes back that you lost in well. Right there, one check.
So
I don't know about that.
So, I just really wanted to say that so that Emo would go,
Maybe a couple minutes, not 10 minutes. No way.
Maybe.
No way.
Wow, this is a healthy seed. My goodness.
Yeah, the runners are going to be pretty happy that both Shadow and Forest are meds and their way to hero, so really a lot less to think about in terms of that. And Water Stone being foolish is not a bad thing at all. We still don't know what's on OT yet. Is Serenade
We
on
do.
SOS?
somebody
Oh,
got
you
the
know.
hint. It's Bolero.
Bolero? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to end up having 3 runners in well here.
Yeah, we'll see if Incoherent gets anything that's Zeal or Bomb Lock that Liam won't be able to get.
Yeah, it looks like there's something. Oh, just a key. Never mind. I got excited. I was like, is there something in the coffin? Wait, hold on. Are those technically coffins? I feel like there's a different word for them.
They're coffins.
Sarcophagus.
You could call them coffers if you want to, but that's not what those are. There's a slightly different meaning, I think. Don't know exactly what it is, but
Thinking it's not all dungeons because Bolero's not too important.
Here's words. That looks nice and spot on. And is it worth it? Nope.
second magic on
Hey.
Dampe Race.
We got that big magic.
Yo, I will never complain at double magic. Mm-mm.
Just means you won't have to refill it ever.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty nice.
Well, and if you ever do, by any chance, get low, you know you've always got Song Storm, so you can play it at any Gossip Stone and get a fairy that both refills your hearts as well as your magic. If you're truly
Definitely
desperate.
good to know about.
Yeah. I've used that every now and again when I'm walking into Shadow Temple and I'm exceptionally low on magic. Pop over to the Gossip Stone that's right there after you play Nocturne and play Storms there and get yourself a nice little refill.
For OTR, I think I don't really ever run out of magic anyway, unless I have like Master Quest on and I have to go to Shadow, and yeah, maybe then I'll run out of magic. But I feel like we don't even use it that much as players.
Yeah. I will admit I burned through magic real fast in Spirit Temple just because I use between Furores and Fire Source as adult. You can go through that pretty fast.
Or if you're just not good at invisible platforms. So you have to use Lens of Truth a lot.
Or that.
Yeah, I mean,
Valid.
that's definitely something to consider. I mean, we have a very wide range of play skill in the community, so stuff like errors and, you know, just not being as good is, I mean, that's definitely relevant. Like, if you know, some players might need Nehru's too. I mean, and that's totally okay.
I don't think I've seen anything as well.
Just a tunic and a sword, yeah.
And even then, like with the hearts that they have, like, you definitely don't. I mean, You'd love to see Goron tunic more than you like to see Zora. I mean, Zora's tunic. Come on. At least,
what if it's a cool color?
Well, all of mine are white, so it doesn't matter. Hey, there's Greg. Are we already to 4 out of 5% of memes? Wow. Really?
I think we haven't seen Winter Harpies.
I think that's the only one that we're missing.
That was a fast meme percent almost.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a good mark of the seed. At this point, I'd rather have hookshot or
hey, you stay
to a dungeon.
You stay out of it with your useful items.
Sorry, I'm sorry to shit on your fun. Sorry. My bad.
I accept your apology, Emo.
Yeah, that could be long shot, Jason. We don't know yet.
It'd be great if you could get the broken Bigoron sword.
It's definitely good to consider that the hookshot might be long because it could be your access to GTG. We might not get Epona's. It could be somewhere else after you go to GTG or to Spirit. Definitely keeping your options open, your routing options available that are available, kind of open to you. Keeping it as flexible as possible. It's really going to pay out more often than not. So you never want to like assume things 100%, not all the time, and it's why I don't skip chickens every time. Sometimes I do it, but it's like a 95-5 check, right? Like I'm almost always skipping it, but if you do things like that, like I'm never doing this or I'm always doing that, in a randomizer, it's eventually going to catch up to you, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter. So it's always good to keep an open mind. That's
kind of my new philosophy is that because like things like that, Ice Cavern, I'm just not a big fan of, and so a lot of times I'll route against it, and I'm just like, you know what, like no, I need to have that mindset that any sorry, 40 Skulls is Rudo's letter.
Hell yeah, let's go. That's my kind of thing.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like acknowledging that, you know, I'm willing to do any check. That way I'm not introducing my own biases into how I route and instead playing a lot more objectively.
I mean, that's why a lot of the top players definitely do some things a lot of the time, but not necessarily all the time, and vice versa. You have to play to your likelihood of it being required or it being good or bad. But it's a lot of info to take in. It's not the easiest thing in the world.
Yep.
That's definitely you're gonna meet Squid because you're not gonna want to get 40 skulls for a letter.
Oh dear God, you better hope that you don't meet Skip for today.
Fountain Way the hero too.
Fountain Way the hero, Zora's Fountain Way the hero, with
Still
letter
have
behind
Nocturne.
40.
So we might need to go there for Nocturne anyway.
Yeah, we're really not looking for AD anyway, because it's Bolero. So as long as Jabu doesn't have anything, because I heard Stone Jabu, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as Jabu doesn't have anything, then we're in the clear.
But oh boy, if Jabu's got some, it's gonna be a fun time.
So Words used a cool trick there to get eaten by the like so that it spits you toward the gold skull. You don't always see that in Seeds. Always cool to see.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool trick.
That's like using the wall masters to get the rupee in GTG.
Yeah, it's an out of logic trick. Can kind of do something similar in Wasteland by doing a bomb jump and then jump slashing at the top of the jump to get the Wasteland skull without a hook.
Incoherent. Surprised I have to say this. Incoherent being the second person to go adult at 43 minutes.
Yeah, that boomerang's going to be really big for Coley here.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
It's kind of like you go finish DC, you still don't have Hook, Shrug, go back Child, and Skull Route until you get Letter.
But that being said, like,
You might not even need it, though.
if you've got a bottle already, how much
Just
do
go
you
ice.
really push Letter versus just go and do King's Or Escape?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it, but what if you need Iron Boots for Fountain and Field Way to Hero, and they're not nice? Then you kind of want to be a little bit more thorough in other places before you go there, so that you can just one-trip it instead of having to go back to Fountain is not great, especially when you don't have 4 ores at this point.
Yeah, I think for me personally, this would be one of those seeds that I would. I mean, still collect skulls on your way. Like, don't not collect skulls. But I don't think I would be avidly pushing 40.
I mean, Jabu can still have things.
It can. I
don't think you can really just say no to skulls. I think you should push up to 20 and then kind of analyze where you're at in the seed, right?
Yeah.
At that point, you can kind of be like, well, what do I have available to me? Like, what else can I actually do before having to commit to 40? And at that point, you'd already have 20. So getting 20 additional, not that bad. Yeah, 20 is hinted this seed, so it's a little bit more difficult of a call. If you just stop at 10 and 40 is just there. We still haven't seen that 50 hint, right? Oh, no, we did. Okay.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, like, definitely, like, for example, if you're doing places like Forest, definitely collect the 5 skulls there. Or if you're, some of these other dungeons, or as Child, if you're walking through, Lost Woods again, like, collect skulls with bottle. Like, I'm full support of that, but, like, I wouldn't rush 40 and do nothing else. You know what I mean?
Probably wouldn't do bottle skulls, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it's definitely something to consider for pretty much any skull seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to get all the ones on the way before you actually know whether you need them or not, and it's just a question of what do you think's too out of the way for skulls and what do you think's okay to get. I think that's the biggest question, especially when you don't have Hook yet.
Yep, I agree.
40 should be in Logic, though. Pretty much have all the items we need.
With Bottle Ring.
Might need one more.
I think you need one more item. We're definitely close. I agree with you, Star. We're definitely close.
At this point, you could just assume you're going to get an item along the way. But again, you don't want to assume things like that for 100%. Might not even have access to 40 before you get something else.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the seed so far is we are running out of places.
It's getting a little ominous for sure.
It's definitely getting a little ominous.
Ooh, that was Domain Foolish. I don't think we've seen that yet.
No, we haven't seen that hint yet.
So we have all our Foolishes, River, Water, and Domain.
River and Domain with Fountain being Way the Hero. Oh, God.
The double punch.
What could go wrong?
Everything. Trust me. As somebody who has witnessed firsthand the things that can go wrong in a seed. What was it like?
So,
I'll go for it.
Second trip and Bombluel for Liam. Hate to see it.
Ooh.
Doesn't have much choice. He's going to go adult because he has Prelude, but it's still going to be time of day nights. Still doesn't have Bomb Bag. Doesn't have a strength either. Because it's at the DMT wall. I don't know if he's going to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 5 Chew. I wouldn't call that explosives. It's more of a firecracker. Not quite what he's looking for. You don't want to scum 5 Chews. throughout Hyrule too. It's really inefficient. Yeah, Liam's in a lot of trouble here. Oh yeah, I think he's gonna last location the bomb bag.
Hey, fire arrows. Nice.
Could be another one somewhere else. Yeah. I mean, that's fire access. Well, if we had a bow.
Which, hello, we don't.
Which we don't.
Just throw the arrows, obviously.
Just queue them up and just throw them. Yo, could you imagine doing that to Ganondorf? He's sitting there and you're just like hocking like footballs. You're just hocking these light arrows at him. Sorry, I should say American football. You shouldn't.
He would never expect it.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, like you need strength 4 to throw those, so you need to really power them up with your arm.
Oh, are we playing plentiful items here?
Thankfully not. Thankfully not.
Hey guys, I just picked up strength 4. What do I do with this?
Absolutely nothing.
Pick up a second lens of truth, one for each eye.
Turn them into sunglasses.
Now, interestingly, we did have a prediction with channel points. Is Rudo's letter on 40 Skulls hard required? It is now closed. We're waiting for a result. We might be waiting for a while.
You best believe that I put all of my channel points on we are just needing King Weep Skip.
Weep Skip all the way.
31% saying there is something in Jabu. 69% saying Weep Skip is
nice.
going to be a thing. So I don't know. This seed, like, they're definitely running out of options. And
True.
I definitely think you want to Weep Skip pretty much as soon as possible because you really don't have that much else to do. No Epona, no Long Shot, no Requiem.
And you can at least get a view into what, I mean, hopefully, most of the time you can get a good view if you dive with a scale on what is at the bottom of the lake. It helps if it's something shiny like rupees or a heart piece.
Definitely an argument in favor of like setting your cosmetics to something specific, right? Because you'll be able to see it easier.
Oh god, this is why I don't change mirror shield color.
Yeah. It's a smart thing to do, I think. Either make it bright yellow or you don't change it.
Oh god.
Good approach. You'll be able to see it if it's that.
The
You can
hot pink
see it.
mirror shield.
At least hot pink
Good one
is.
too.
Could you imagine like a mustard yellow mirror shield? Like,
I've
come on,
said
Link.
that before, yeah.
Have some fashion, Link. Come on.
Well, actually, no. I set it to maximum yellow. That's one of my favorite hues to set it to.
First of many Weep Skips. Yay!
Yeah, 1 for 1, baby.
All right, second runner in DC on Restream here, Incoherent, and I think we're gonna see it through words too. He's heading straight there. It's got to set time of day to day, so it's one of the best ways to do it.
I agree.
And yeah, Ikola going for Fountain. Definitely love this play.
Yeah, I think with how few options are available still, and this all being said, Ikola has not done Bottom of the Well yet, which is a number of quick and easy checks, but apart from that, there's really not a whole lot left.
There's our second copy of Ocarina of Time.
Okay, is it check number 1?
I'm guessing it's Icy Waters, but
Yeah. Well, and Logic's going to get a little bit wobbly here.
Okay. Nice hovers.
Logic gets a little bit wobbly on this because we know that all of this is 40 skulls locked.
Yeah.
You do have to keep it in mind, for sure. If you don't, you can get lost in the logic and might not know exactly where to pinpoint your last item or the things that could be locking hovers in this instance. You might need later in the seed, so definitely good to keep in mind if you can.
Couldn't quite tell what that was.
I couldn't either.
might have been a bloopy. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I usually have to dive to be able to see it.
If Squeep wasn't allowed, you would have to do 40 skulls.
I'm so glad they found that, Skip. Mm. Glorious.
I would have liked it not being a thing too, but I can see the argument behind it.
Yeah.
It just makes some seeds a lot more palatable to play, like this one. But there is something to be said for skull routing and that sort of thing. I think that is a skill that is useful, and being able to flex it in seeds like this is nice. It can put you ahead.
I agree with you. I think that there's still a time and a place for it, but I think that to that other argument that it makes routing a hell of a lot nicer, because you can go straight exactly what Icola did, straight from Goron City, Sacred Forest Meadow, just scale on in, and then not have to go through all this backtracking and otherwise routing to get your 40 skulls to do something that you could have done anyways.
Yeah, for the exact reason, that letter is on a high skull count, that it would just be a time waste otherwise. It's exactly what it's designed to do, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the same thing when you get those, Ocarina of Time seeds where OOT has Sarias because Minuet's vanilla, and it's like, and it's like logically the seed expects me to go do a D for a song for forest access, or I could just do the weep skip and just go straight to Forest Temple. And so, I kind of see it in the same vein.
Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same in my mind as Mido Skip. Pretty much the same, a little bit different in terms of the setup, but pretty much you use it the same way. Skips a lot of the same kind of thing.
Yep, exactly.
And importantly, they're both really easy. So, variety of setups for both of them.
Yeah, I think that was the surprising part, is how easy that King Zora skip is.
Well, I mean, it was found accidentally, so I would hope it's easy.
What was it, J-Bone, who was just kind of like joking around on... I think they were like hanging out in the Discord and joking around, and...
Yeah, he's practicing random settings and just kind of found a good angle and was like, wait, what happened here? Let's and this a little bit here. And it's become a pretty effective racing tool. So,
yeah, there's there's a lot of. Reverse Wasteland is a classic example of that, where you know that you might need opponents or might need long shot, or if you know that GTG's Way of the Hero, high bow,
nice bow. And we had to find something here, right? There's really not that many locations left. I mean, the hovers could lead to something, but...
And again, weird the implications in logic, because that's 40 skulls locked.
Yep.
Not that bow really unlocks a whole lot of skulls to begin with, but...
It's like in the 5 or 10 range, I think.
Is it?
I want to say it is. I can't recall them specifically right now, but it's somewhere around there. You have to think about all the checks that the skulls are behind too, right? So like,
yeah.
Like if you don't find any keys in forest, and you don't have Song of Time, you need bow to get the courtyard skulls. Like that's just a couple right there.
True, but at that point you've got hookshot, right?
Yeah.
So I tend to think of skulls being more locked under hookshot than I do bow.
Yeah, it doesn't come up in weekly settings for sure.
Yeah.
Like you're almost always gonna get things that are primarily hook locked.
But
it's good to separate them too. Because there can be a lot of different items that point to the same skulls.
True.
It just depends on which one you get first.
Yeah.
Right. Words buying a shield.
Yay.
Definitely a good idea.
Yes. Who said boo?
Oh, that was so.
You don't have to buy a shield. There's one on the bombing game.
I don't think anybody got that shield.
They all left the shield behind on bomb shoe bowling.
Yeah, I mean, I think the rupee routing and weekly setting is just pretty free overall. So I think most racers probably don't have any trouble really buying one. I mean, there's only so many things you use rupees for anyway on these settings.
Yeah, so if you're at Cola, where do you... I mean, are you just going back to well at this point? Like, what's your kind of your next play?
If he hasn't done well at all, he might go there.
Well, he definitely has to find Nocturne. Shine his way the hero. We still haven't found that. Don't have Epona, don't have Requiem. I think I probably would have gone to Bolero check with
Bolero,
others.
I think I would have done that too. Yeah. Yeah, that was my thought.
I think going back Chad's a little optimistic. Like hoping to get a hook or something else for like a dungeon or something. Because he's not that far away from Forest either, but...
Did Liam plant the bean? I know Liam bought beans.
He did buy beans. I'm not entirely sure if he planted it.
I think he might have.
I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, he bought 3 beans, so... He didn't plant it. I don't know.
1 hour here and I regret thinking the seed was Jetty. I told you! The second you mentioned the J word, the seed hears you. It knows.
Yeah, always base it on the number of dungeons you can complete, though, too. At the same time, like... It doesn't matter where the first few items are. It matters how fast you're progressing, right?
Mm-hmm. Also, thank you so much for the raid.
Oh, what is that? A lens?
Oh! Boo!
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
boo.
At the 101 mark, no bomb bag for Liam, but he does have a lens and magic.
Yo, and like 2 bomb juice left, question mark?
Yeah, that's not a great spot to be in. I mean, he has a wallet. He just needs any access to the bomb shoe salesman in Wasteland. But from what we can tell, it's gonna be hovers locked at the very least.
Yeah. You know,
Spirit's for your forest med too. So Spirit itself is locking 2 songs too. So I think the Bolero song is definitely the play now.
Yeah. Because if that's Epona's, that at least opens up, you know, Gruta Fortress with GTG. Which I think is kind of your next play, question mark?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, because we know Well's dead. What's left?
With the items they have, not a lot.
Oh my god, he got bailed out. Oh,
what was that?
Come on, baby. Choose.
Choose? Okay.
How many choose? I want to see. But yeah, Adult Lake had nothing.
It'd be awesome if it was the 20-pack.
10-pack? 10-pack's statistically the most likely.
Oh, baby!
Oh, shit, it's the 20. Who needs a bomb bag anymore? Certainly not Liam. Man!
The hard bailout with 20 bomb juice.
Oh, the dream. The dream.
So on our poll, I may or may not have accidentally left on the you could vote with channel points and bits, which led to 212 votes for Team Shut Up About Shields.
All right. I mean,
And with Real Rob 91 contributing 705 channel points and 5 bits. We can't forget and 5 bits.
Shut up about Shields.
I do think it's not that big of a deal overall.
I didn't even
it's
see
just
that
a
that
good
was a
idea to
poll.
buy one. I mean,
That's great.
Oh my god.
certainly there's more important things to discuss, though, for sure.
Yeah, like, did y'all see the game last night? Man.
Yeah, that sports ball game was really
That
good.
sports ball. Whew. It sure
They really
was a
threw that
doozy.
pass into the slam dunk touchdown.
Okay, I know those words are wrong at least.
They are very wrong, yes.
Wait, Emo, did you say you don't really care about the whole thing, yet you donated 595 channel points towards Team Always Buy a Shield?
Yo, he's calling your ass out.
What was that?
I don't want to talk about it.
Call that insider trading.
Well, anyway, Icola's in Bomb the Well, almost done with it. We got Liam. He's got the 20 pack of chews now. He's going to check some Lost Woods stuff, and I'm not too sure where he goes after that, really. I mean, he could just go Fountain. I mean, he has ZL, he has Scale, Sway the Hero. Might as well.
I would be shocked if
he
the
doesn't.
Forerunners didn't find themselves in Fountain in the next 15 minutes.
Be a little surprised, yeah.
Just knowing its way of the hero, having quick access to it with Minuet. I think it's a worthy play if you know the skip.
I imagine these Forerunners know it.
Oh, double backflip strats. What are
Yeah,
What is
definitely. You can just backwalk there, for sure.
I do the side hop into backwalking. The one side hop to
Yeah,
backwalk. Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably the easiest setup.
I think so.
Yeah, 10 Skulls is dead.
That feeling when you're trying to shield turn.
If you're just doing the whole seat out of logic, all the skulls are dead.
And the nice thing is that this setup right here, your last part where you're just trying to line up the angle, that's actually really generous. The angles that you can use.
Yeah, if you miss it, it's, I think, more often the case you're just in the wrong position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, going for a different setup.
Yep. Yep. This is the setup that I do with the jump slash and the yep. And then again, that C up is real generous. I don't even pause buff for it.
Yeah, you don't need a pause buffer there for sure. And you don't need to roll either. You can just hold forward. But he got through it, so he's going to find his way to Ice Cavern in a short order. And looks like Incoherence going there as well.
Yeah.
He's got really nothing else going on.
Yeah, and you might as well.
Mm-hmm.
You usually. Oh, go for it.
I think the other runners are going to get ahead of Icola here, at least for Incoherent and Words. It's not going to take them that long to do Ice, and unless Icola just immediately goes back adult, just came back only for Bomb the Well. I'm not really sure what he's going to follow it up with, per se.
Mhm. And again, I agree with Icola and their routing. It just
Well,
sucks that Adult really didn't pay off with more than hover boots. And
I mean, going for the
Boomerang.
song first is definitely slightly better in this scenario, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think there's a more optimal way, but I think kind of going that early adult versus the really long child just seemed like the right play.
that wasn't even an early adult. I mean, that was, what, 32 minutes adult? That's not early.
Well, early by comparison, compared to
Okay.
the time that it took everyone else.
Yeah, like, you say early adult, that's like 10 minutes or less. For me, at least, but...
Yeah. No, I hear ya. I think with Open Deku, you really don't see a whole lot of quote-unquote early adults anymore.
I mean, I think it depends on the player. I think, like, PKR, we've seen a lot of her in the Season 4 tournament that happened not too long ago. I think in general, she's a big fan of early adult. A couple other players, too. Definitely push adult a little bit sooner than not.
Yeah. Well, sorry,
Really comes down to play style.
with Open Deku, I think with Closed Deku, there's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Open Deku, there's too many good checks in Kokiri Forest, Sacred Forest Meadow, Lost Woods, and Deku Tree as a child that it's hard to argue against going at least there, you know?
Yeah, like in this seed specifically, if you check Crater Wall, you get Bomb Bag. Okay, go immediately to CAC, go from CAC to Ranch, go from Ranch to Valley to Lake to Open Grotto to Kokiri Forest, you're in Mitos around the 12-minute mark, and then you go Deku. It takes about 6 minutes, depending on your execution, and you just go market from there. You get to Temple of Time at the 20-minute mark, and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean... It's definitely something we could have seen, but a little bit uneven of a pace in terms of the routing for the runners on Restream today. And I don't blame them. It's an awkward spawn if you don't know exactly if Crater Wall's in logic or not. I mean, Liam doesn't even have that bomb bag yet. Remains to be seen whether he needs it or not. But, I mean,
at this point, you've got 19 Qs. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, certainly not seeking it out.
Nope.
Just hoping nothing's on bomb tube bowling. It's really the only thing that's locked by bombs specifically. Couple
bombs
other things.
Bombs are in Death Mountain Crater, in the that little nook there.
Yeah, and because the child spawn is at the top of Death Mountain Trail, you can just literally walk in there, check the wall, and it's Sphere 0. Just... Usually it would be bomb locked, so the fact that bomb bag specifically is there is pretty funny, but also something that can trip up a lot of racers here.
Seeing where Ico's going.
Yeah, it looks
You know,
like
child go
found
on
another
cities.
bomb bag. Interesting.
Yeah. Wait, where was the other bomb bag? I was... Skull Kid.
Apparently. Okay. Motsari is on Song of Storms.
So I wonder what song's on
Amazing.
Bolero, and why is it Nocturne?
Yeah, it's gonna be Requiem or Nocturne.
It's yep, exactly.
I would guess
Exactly.
Nocturne, but I mean, it could be either. Oh, there's Liam getting a bomb bag, and well,
at the 1 hour and 12-minute mark.
definitely thinking about that one. So if you thought Incoherent thought he was behind at the 30-minute mark getting the bomb bag, you can only think what Liam's thinking right now. Like,
I have zero sympathies for Liam. Liam picked up a 20-pack of chews. They're fine. They are still like 16 chews away from needing a bomb bag. I feel like this pod has to be something. Like, what's left?
Just a Kukuri sword. All right. He's gonna go back adult. Yep.
That was the most useless of the items that could be in the pot.
Well, I don't know about you. It could have been not Kukuri sword, like a piece of heart. I think that'd be a little bit more useless, but
Sorry, of like unique items that could have been in the pot.
Could have been a stick upgrade.
You're really out to prove me wrong on this one, aren't you?
I mean, you said it's the worst. I don't think that's the case.
Upgrades are useful.
I just my love of Kokiri Sword has dwindled since closed Deku's no longer a thing.
That's the only reason you need it, is if it's closed Deku.
Yeah. I kind of miss closed Deku, to be honest. Very unpopular opinion, I get that, but I really liked closed Deku.
I don't care about Deku. Just inject it straight into my veins, dude. I don't care. Like, if it's open, it's closed, it's hot or cold. I don't care. I'm doing it.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter to me.
Yep. I just thought it made for interesting routing where you know, Deku sword or Kokiri sword wasn't always just like open Deku. So that's personally why I liked it.
It adds another item for your progression. I think with Ganon's Bridge being 4 meds, I think it's a fine kind of a concession to make.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely impacts your routing and how you're playing through the seed. In terms of like when you can go Ganon's, what can even be in Ganon's is a big question. And I think just in general, the routing is a lot more relaxed. It's not 2 med bridge. Sometimes you just do 1 dungeon and Ganon's is available now. Okay,
and it's just like straight up open.
Yeah, that can be pretty scary. Pretty scary. I hope Words doesn't go through the back of King Zora here.
Yeah, because that's not allowed in these.
And definitely catching himself there.
There's the realization.
Yeah.
Yep, that's kind of the one.
Doesn't... Oh yeah, go ahead. No.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's the one gamble that you take when you do King Zora skip, is that you can't pick up King Zora after leaving Ice Cavern.
Yeah, it adds to the clunkiness, and this seed's been clunky enough already. Already 5 forfeits.
Wow. There weren't that many runners to begin with, too. I think, 35 runners?
34?
34? Something in the 30s? Yeah.
Definitely getting up there. Usually for weeklies, I would see, like, about a 25 to 33% on average forfeit rate, just either due to time or due to not doing as well as you could have. Maybe there's enough finishers for what you would consider to be a good finish. It really depends on the player, but that's about what I would consider to be average. Anything higher than that's definitely above average. So, like, if we saw 20 forfeits, for example, that would be a lot for this kind of a speed.
Be like the 4 people on Restream and then like a small handful of runners left.
I don't think we've seen that before. A quad forfeit on Restream. That'd be interesting. well, we're done here, I guess.
Just wrap up the stream.
Yeah, well.
That would have to be a really bad seed for that to happen.
What would we do? Boot up like Mario 35 and just fill an hour with that, or?
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm on board. Like, let's go.
Oh, wait, we can't do that. Nintendo killed Mario 35.
Oh yeah.
Well, so it is Nocturne on Bolero check. I mean, we kind of figured that already, but it's good confirmation. It's going to do a quick dip into fire here. I do like this play.
I think it's kind of like your only.
The only play. Almost.
I like it because there's nothing left.
I think it's fine. I mean, still need dens or hookshot, and one is probably locking the other at this point, or it could be Ganon's potentially. But the fact that 2 of your Ganon's access dungeons are 1 item away each kind of makes me think that's the case. But I mean, we also have fire. Could find a hammer and fire. That's definitely on the table here.
I think if you're Icola at this point, you just do fire until you can't do fire anymore. I think you go...
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Yeah, usually when I dip fire, I do, you know, this room plus the one next to the boss. I think if you get 2 small keys here, I think you keep going.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I mean...
And then the question is, do you pick up skulls? Like, do you pick up the Song of Time skull here? Knowing that
you'd have 3 checks available for 2 keys to be able to do upper maze and fire, which opens up the shortcut. And that's really what you want to do with an early fire dip like this, if you can. Or if it lets you get that far. But like, you could go to the maze, lower, and find an item, or could even be an upper.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he's stopped by a hookshot, I don't think he's really minding too much, but this means you'll have to reclimb later, but at that point it'd be required anyway, so.
Yeah, unless boss key is just in one of the hammerlock jacks. Then that just sucks.
Yeah. Well.
This is suboptimal. We'll just go with suboptimal.
Ooh, getting locked out of fire.
10 hearts with no other useful items.
Double magic, 10 hearts, double defense.
So what do we have left? Like truly, what do we have left?
I'm leaning more and more towards Jabu actually having stuff.
Ooh, Dins.
Oh,
Out of logic. Wow. Big find for swords.
Big find.
Oh, well, and what's crazy is that Icola was like just there.
Could have gotten it. Yeah.
Could have gotten it.
That would be Shadow Temple access, yeah?
Yeah. Which gets you half a shadow. And again, like, mind you, Shadow Temple is so out of logic, it's disgusting. Because I don't think we have access to 40 skulls for letter. And then also, that's either strength 2 or hammerlocked. We don't have either of those. So
I think 40 is barely in. It's low 40s.
Is low 40s in at this point?
Like 99% sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 42 to 44. Yeah. I knew we were at the verge. I couldn't tell if we were like mid to high 30s or actually in the 40s yet, based off of the fact that we don't have hookshot being kind of the biggest one.
They didn't have bottle. That would put it out.
Yeah. Oh, bottle would absolutely.
Let's see if he immediately plays the song. Gonna take a quick dip into fire.
Yeah, I think Icola's definitely gonna commit to getting 40 at this point in the seed.
Just to get himself back into logic.
Yeah, I mean, even if you find the dens like Words did, you have to keep in mind, what is locking that? It's either a second strength or a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And the seed's basically telling you it's in Jabu at this point. Or another item leads to something else, but it could even be hard required at this point too. So while he can just go Shadow right now, it's and I think he will, but you do have to keep in the back of your head, like, okay, well, where do I go once I run out of things to do, right? Like,
yep.
You're gonna have to sequence it all together in a good way.
Yeah, and I think words words' best play. I think at this point is Dipping Shadow for sure. And again, like even if you find more out of logic items, the best thing that you can do is find items that will help you do progression and also get 40 skulls along the way. You know, something like a hook shot, which will give you a lot quicker access to 40 skulls. So anything like Iron Boots, Scale, or second hook shot just means that you're going to be getting 40 skulls a lot more efficient than everyone else will. So that's kind of what you're looking for at this point as you're meandering out of logic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Treasure Chest game is available still, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I could see Hammer being there, Hook being there, like should be anything. Might not even. That's kind of the thing for me. Like, it could just go there first. Has Sons, has Prelude. Wouldn't be that bad of the thing. Like, it doesn't take that long to do. Versus going all the way up to 40 from 10 is tough call to make.
Well, especially when you have to age. I mean, they just did the age change anyway, so you're already in Market Land.
Market Land.
That sounds like a new amusement park.
It's part of the Hyrule collection. And
Yes, come to Market Land, where it's filled with people to get in your way.
Yeah, right? People that get in your way, that just want to talk to you.
A minigame where you use explosives.
As
Hope you don't get shrapnel in your eye. And by the way, go hit some rupees with a slingshot. That's easy, right?
Hey.
I don't know. The IRL equivalent of that does seem a little bit terrifying to me. But
I don't know. I think Market's pretty carnival-y, if you ask me.
Instead of a ring toss, it's bomb shoot tossing.
I'm just like imagining the real world equivalent of that.
Terrifying. Here, I have this lens that lets you look through only chests for some reason. Who knows why?
And also, you can throw those explosives at the bomb chew lady. Like, thank God she's bomb chew resistant, but like, what?
Liam gonna be making his way to Fountain and Ice Cavern now.
Nice jump.
Meanwhile, Incoherent also... Okay, it looks like he is going to go to Treasure Chest game first. No, or not. Okay. Or not. Oh, doesn't have that lens. Right. Only Liam has that. Right. Because it's the top of Lake on the lab.
Oh, yeah, that's where it was.
That's a pretty unfortunate location, and I don't know when you kind of make that call to go there. And we're seeing Icola here, though, get beans, so like it could be.
I absolutely think you have to do Bean Lake Hylia. At this stage in the game, you're an hour and a half in, and you know that it's in logic, and you're missing things like hookshot, Iron Boot Scale, anything to get you the other hookshot. I think you've got to have beans on the mind. What was Beans locked? Lens of Truth.
It was Mirror Shield.
Oh, hi, Mirror Shield.
Not exactly what they want to find. It's kind of what I would guess to be kind of in here, right? Like, it's being locked by so many other things right now. The dens, it's in left side Goron maze. Like,
Yep, exactly.
This could be very latent logic by comparison, so we just don't know yet.
Honestly, I think the best thing that you can find in Shadow Temple right now would be a Scale. Scale with Iron Boots and Jabu, I definitely think is the best thing that you can find. Because you might just be able to do all this seed without ever touching Jabu if you find that scale.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it'd be super, super big to find it, so...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was pre-hover boots that you would have needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the frog not going to be seeing a ton of uses today, considering almost everyone's going to do Leap Skip for Ice before they even find that. Considering hovers are there, so...
And hovers at this point is the only way that you can get across that first chasm.
Well, it's before that. It's in the second chest, in the hovers chest.
No, because they don't have a hook shot, and so there's no way to get across that very first chasm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I always forget that you need either hovers or hook shot for that.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, of course. Of course it's your... I'm just kidding. It is wild, though, that they're already up to 10 hearts.
Very healthy seed.
Yeah.
The first hook shot is in Tektite Grotto, which is Way the Hero, so,
Hooray.
yeah. You could say the seed's bad. I don't know. I think we can probably say it's bad at this point, right? It's not a good seed.
I think so. It's a seed that I'm glad that I'm not running.
I kind of would have liked to run this one. It looks pretty fun to play, but...
Well, but you're a masochist, so...
maybe sometimes.
You do RSL. I think that qualifies under masochism.
Yeah, sometimes you get really fast, really easy settings on that though too. It's not all just bad seeds or anything. Not by any stretch.
Mm-hmm. Word's going for my personal favorite strat of using Din's Fire to take out the 3 Skulltulas there. Is it hard confirmed? We are... there's a... what would you guys say? A 20% chance that it's... I mean, it is... okay, take that back. It is hard... I mean, it is logically required. 40 skulls is logically required because Hover Boots is locked behind Bruno's Letter. But is it hard required? There's 4 checks in Jabu and I think Len's minigame, and I think those are the only 5 checks that we have left, right?
I'm trying to think of things. We saw Redhead Grotto and CAC, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen Redhead Grotto. And we saw Adult... did y'all see that arrow that's just gonna sitting there on Words'? Oh, that was great.
Yeah, they stick into the wall, actually.
Yeah. So I think it's Len's minigame plus Jabu is all that we've got left. Because we can't get across to GTG or Gerudo Valley, or like Fortress, so that's out.
Words is so far out of logic, even the game doesn't know.
The game's just breaking. It's like, whoa, what to do? What is the Force Medallion? Oh, it's Spirit Temple. Ew.
I think the bigger thing right now is, like, if 40 is required, which ones do you skip? Considering you can only skip maybe 5.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big time save if you can kind of figure that out as soon as, sooner than the other races, for sure.
Yeah. I think I probably would have picked up the one, like, for example, in Fire Temple if I was dipping there anyway with the Song of Time block.
Yep. Yeah,
Just
if you know the jump up there.
Mm-hmm. You're right there already.
Yeah, out of logic skulls are your friend in situations like this because they can just make it that much faster if they're on the way, right?
Yep. Okay, Words. One more check.
I bet you he's hoping for it to be the long shot, which would just be a hook shot in his case.
Yeah. And anything that is either a hook shot or gets you a hook shot. So like Scale Iron Boots is exactly what you want right now.
Last check in Shadow available to Words.
Yeah, and chat pointing out that
Big toe, right?
Big toe bottle.
Oh my god.
Well, there's only one thing to do now for him.
You go straight there.
Go turn that stuff in.
No, what I was gonna say though is that we know that with Mirror Shield being in Shadow Temple and Mirror Shield locking two different songs being Forest Medallion, like those two songs are so deep in logic. So deep in logic.
All right, what's it gonna be?
Come on, baby. Come on.
A slingshot.
Oh!
A slingshot.
Oh my god. Come on, baby. Come on. Target in the woods.
Target in the woods, baby.
Oh.
It's another one. It's just one check into one check, I guess, for now.
Yep.
We still have not seen Lynn's game quite yet here. Everyone's the wrong age right now, and Words is not going for Adult Lake. I don't think he planted a bean.
Planted the bean. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Probably
Yeah, the
gonna
only
grab
people that have-
target in the woods.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for too. But so far the Lynn's all, I mean, I guess the other three runners do have Lynn, so it is available to them.
The big raid from ZSR too.
Hey, welcome.
Nice.
We are looking at what might be a 40 skull seed for Rudo's letter or some item in Stone Jabu. Or it's just on this slingshot target minigame.
That wouldn't even be anywhere close to logical.
Yeah, it's still out of logic, but so I mean, at this point, I think we can pretty much confirm letter is 100% required here.
Because
without link game.
Without Epona, yeah.
Yeah, and Icola immediately playing Nocturne, which is I definitely I love this play from Icola.
Well, going
Target
Shadow?
is still in logic, sort of.
Make the gamble, pick up some skulls along the way.
What skulls is he going to get here in Shadow?
You get one.
Maybe.
You can get
you
can get the one between the two chests in the invisible blades.
That's not a good one to go for, though. It's not really worth the time, even if you know the trick to do that.
It's two
kinda
backflips.
It's kind of slow.
Two backflips. Because you backflip onto the chest and you backflip to get the skull.
You'd be in better shape being child, picking up better skulls, or doing in logic checks, right?
Chain
That's kind of
has
my feelings
ended.
on it, but
It was nothing.
That's fair. That's valid.
yep. So slingshot target in woods is dead. Kind of saw that one coming, but kind of held out hope a little bit. Could have been like another hook shot, but
Okay. Get your left and rights in chat. You know what time it is.
oh yeah. So now Incoherent might be taking the lead now.
Yeah.
In terms of skull count, though, not exactly sure where everyone's at. I think they're around 15, maybe, for the highest, and I think that's Icola. Might be closer to 20, I'm not sure. It's starting to become relevant now, so...
I think at this point, Len's minigame has, what, a 20% chance of having your next progression item?
It's pretty high.
5 checks left, and this is one of them, and Jabu's the other 4. Of, like, in-logic checks.
It's just a lot of things you don't want to be doing in Seeds, right? You don't want to be doing treasure chest game. You don't want to be planning to do Adult Lake. It's a lot of kind of pain in the ass checks, for lack of a better term.
Agreed.
To even get back in logic right now, because we're locked out of Shadow. We don't really have any leads right now. And it's nothing. Oh! It's nothing. All right, so there might be other people in the race. We don't know. That could have 100% like just, okay, I'm getting letter now. Because you might have like 5-10 checks otherwise. Definitely keep it out of chat. We don't need spoilers. Just only what's on Restream. But to keep it in mind for sure. It's would have paid out this seed. Going straight for letter.
Yeah, just kick back, relax. We're gonna be here for a while, baby.
Going skull hunting.
Kakuri Sword's looking a lot better now, Doc. Now that you know you need 40.
I don't want to talk about it.
Sticks are better than the Kokiri Sword.
It's just they took closed
okay.
They took closed Deku away from me, and it made me sad. Oh, damn, I lost channel points. You right.
Yeah, so did I.
Emo's like, I didn't.
Well, I missed the window to bet, but I would have bet for Rudo's letter.
Yeah. You right. You right. Oh, come on, baby.
Yeah, definitely callbacks to our conversation from 90 minutes ago where I said, well, now you have the option of whether or not you go for 40. Do you go straight for 20, 30? You don't want to be at this point in the seed where, okay, oops, I got to get 30 now. And
it makes me happy
140 into the seed.
Makes me happy that Incoherent's going for this skull. Probably not the fastest skull in the world, but... if you play some...
It's okay.
That's all that matters.
Hold up, you're okay with this one, but you're not okay with the Shadow Skull?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, if you had Hook, it'd be better, but... I think this one's fine, especially if you haven't got the hints in Hyrule Castle. You're getting extra info, you're getting this hint as well. Could get bugs here as well, like we just saw from Incoherent side, so... I think it's a bit stronger. So, Incoherent's up to 12 right now.
I think Incoherent's the only one that's realized it.
Oh, he's definitely the only person right now that's hard going for it. And Liam's about to find out. He's going to do Treasure Chest game pretty shortly, I think.
Oh, that synced up Sun Song.
Wow, hasn't done Shooting Gallery. That's spicy.
Can we fast forward the restream to when somebody hits 40 skulls? Yes, you and me both.
You can come back in 20 minutes, and someone will probably have it by then.
Just go make yourself a nice sandwich, and then you can come back, and it'll be here.
Yeah, like I was saying, though, it's definitely a big question for the runners. Which skulls can you or should you skip? It's gonna be a big time save, I think. Especially if you consider, what if all of the runners in the race, what if most of the runners in the race, last location 40, and Icole is up to 24 right now, so he's in pretty good shape. I think he's making kind of the hedge you were talking about earlier, Doc, where you get a lot of the skulls along the way. I mean, he pushed high density with Bomb the Wall, even though you probably want to make that play before you go adult, but yeah, I mean, he's in great shape here for Icolo.
Yeah, I agree.
And Words is going to get some Deku Tree skulls. Might just be going for the back one, which is Probably one I would consider skipping. Unless he didn't grab any here in the basements.
Yeah, he didn't grab any of the basement ones.
Yeah, he did.
Hmm.
So he's just going for the back Deku skull, which is like 2 minutes to get,
Yeah.
depending on where you are from like start to finish. So,
and it's to your point about, you know, out of logic skulls being your friend.
yeah,
Is that
you can skip skulls like this.
Yeah. Sorry, Ikola, you can't get that one with backflips.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, actually, pretty sure
No,
this one.
this one hard requires. Yeah, hard requires hook shot. Because like the one in Fire Temple you can get with just a backflip, and like it's the weirdest skull that it's just barely too high to be able to get without a hook shot.
Yeah, like Rock is saying, you can. I'm pretty sure you can do the same trick as in Haunted Wasteland, where you jump slash at the top of the jump after you ground jump.
Oh, interesting.
Pretty sure that's the same or like pretty similar height, but
so ground jump and then jump slash. Huh.
Yeah, you have to time it, but if you have bigger on the sword out, it won't work because you have to draw the sword out and.
And that gives you the extra height. Oh yeah. Because you have to draw before you can jump slash with pickle on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's all about routing.
I think that's primarily why I like skulls and skull routing. It rewards routing more often than not, and that's kind of where you want to be. Like, you don't want to play a randomizer that's only execution, right? It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of beyond the point of randomization, I think, a little bit. But it's anything that rewards routing, I think, is pretty fun. And as long as you come up with a good route, I mean, it'll pay out more often than not.
Oh, Quarry, I think your raid was eaten. Thanks for the raid.
Sorry, I got hungry.
No, that's fine. Oh, oh my God! I said no, it's fine, and then I realized what you were saying, and I was just like, oh my God.
It's too easy to troll you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's perfectly fine. I am coming off of a stretch of working 18 days in a row, so I'm a little bit delirious still. So be kind to me, or don't. That's fine too. Whatever, you do you, boo.
I mean, didn't you do a race like directly afterwards yesterday? I don't know. That seems more brutal to me, but
and it went terribly. Yeah, like right after my last shift in a row, I went straight to playing a scene. And my routing was just like in a semi-conscious state. It was terrible.
It's what happens, Kenro, when it's the 40 skull rudos for Jabu items.
So Ico up to 25. Words is up to 21. We'll get a new count here on the incoherent side. 18, so a little bit farther behind words, but not that much. And we'll get a count here on Liam in probably a couple minutes. So Icola's ahead by about 4 to 5 on words, and words is on incoherent by 3 or 4.
Yeah, and I think words, if looks like picking up the skulls here, picking up beans, we'll head over to lake and catch up pretty quickly. I mean, that's 5 relatively quick skulls right there, just between river and lake.
Yeah, no matter how they route it, like they have sun, so it can't be that bad, right?
Yeah. Which they again, Reminder, thank God for Mweep Skip, because without Mweep Skip, this would be without Suns, and that would just make routing just a little bit more intricate.
A lot tougher, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It just means that you have to be a little bit more cautious with your routing to make sure you hit time of day. With Mweeps,
you have to string a lot of them together in the overworld. So, like, going river, you would want, like, right now, like, what you're seeing from the Incoherent is, like, it just turning night, you get the top one here, you skip the bottom one, probably, go straight to Lon Lon, because you have Serenade, and then you could go somewhere else, like maybe Valley, or Lake. So, it's kind of the way you want to think of it. Like, every time of day cycle, you get 6 or 7 night skulls, and then at that point, you only need 2 cycles or so. A lot easier said than done, of course.
Yes, definitely. And then with Sun Song, you can just say screw it and do whatever you want. Within reason, within reason. And I believe that's confirmation on iCollet's side that this is in fact a 40 skull seed. I think that was the last in-logic check that they had left.
Pretty sure he had a feeling it was going to be the case, but yeah, definitely good to get the confirmation down for sure.
Yeah, because if it was just sitting in Len's minigame, woo, that'd be a feel-bad moment.
It's a little unfortunate they don't have Requiem yet, too, right? Like, that's 1 bottle school plus 1 you can get by riding the Bean as adult.
Plus...
Cut down a little bit on the routing here, but...
For sure,
and plus Spirit.
Yeah, I was about to say, one guaranteed in Spirit, upwards of 3 more. Because you can do the boomerang check to get the 1 next to the hand. Going next to the statue in the main courtyard. Oh yeah, but at this point, do we really? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Suns was hinted at Ice Cavern, and everyone did the King Zora skip, so it's a trick that is legal in standard rule set, which is what we use for weeklies here. If you just position yourself right, you can just jump straight over King Zora, skips having to turn in the letter, but unfortunately for the runners this time, they're going to need that letter, because everything else is dead, and they're locked out in Shadow, don't have anywhere else they can really go, so they know that they have to get the letter regardless. Pretty much everyone that runs the seed, I think, is going to feel behind, though. Even if you push for letter, like, I don't know. It's a hell of a call to make. Just, if you don't last location it's probably during the whole skull collecting, you're just like, well, what if I go do this instead? Or what if I do this on the way? Like, it could just be this, right? Like, and you kind of want to, like, go in one extreme or the other, I think, sometimes. And being able to make that call, I think, is a skill in and of itself.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, you can always forfeit. I mean...
You're not wrong.
It's definitely... I mean, we've already seen more than a couple out of this race alone, so...
Yep.
Do you think they forfeited right when they read the 40 hint?
Possibly.
I
Probably
think
some
a
number
small
of them.
handful of them did.
Yeah, I think in weeklies you always kind of see that. Less so now than, like, maybe a year ago, where high skull count for weeklies was definitely a lot more undesirable. But I think really the play skill of the community is a lot closer. Everyone's gotten a lot better just as the randomizer's been out for longer, so... and also, make note of this, that league, there's an official Ocarina of Time Randomizer League that's going to be happening fairly shortly. If you're interested, signups are going to be closing in about 24 hours, which is tomorrow midnight UTC, which is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you check that out in Discord. There's a channel for it. Read the announcements. All the info is there. But it'll be a nice double round robin for each division that you're in. You get assigned to one division, kind of based on your history, play skill, that sort of thing. But there's going to be a lot of them. I think there's over 120 people that have signed up already. So there's going to be a lot of good mix of high skill, low skill runners. I mean, kind of somewhere in between. So if you're interested in getting a lot more competitive 1v1 experience, I would definitely recommend it. And Doc and myself, we have already signed up for it. So can only really speak good things about it. So
yep, I'm so stoked for it. It's going to be so great.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Okay. On my end, Liam's just synced, and it fast forwarded, and I was like, oh, finally, we're fast forwarding through 40 skulls! And I realized this is live, and we can't do that. So... Y'all just gotta hang out with us.
You get to sit here and suffer.
But with us, and we're fun. I think we're fun. We're fun, right? We're fun, right, guys?
That's definitely the word.
I can think of a lot of things that are worse than 40 skulls, by the way. This isn't that bad. On the scale of bad things that can happen to you in Ocarina of Time Rando, maybe for weekly settings, like it could be 50. Just doesn't have to be 40.
You're right. It could be 50, but 40 skulls for stone unhinted Jabu is pretty bad on the list, all things considered.
I mean, you could always just make the play for it. I think that's totally reasonable in a seed like this, where you have Forest, Shadow, Way the Hero, and no way to get there. You're still missing Hook. You know where it is, but you're still missing an item for that, too.
Yep.
I think it's reasonable. And it's definitely a huge risk, but at the point where the runners were, like, you do Bomb the Well, DC Deku, you get all your child and adult songs, and you have nothing.
And then
but you know where Letter is.
And then you scream out expletives, and then you start collecting skulls.
I mean, it can take like 20, 30 minutes sometimes for 40, but I mean,
yeah.
It can be on the lower end of 20 for sure if you can string them along together in a good way.
I agree. And again, speaking of, out of logic skulls, Icola just got one there, which is a nice one to grab. That Din's Fire being out of logic, and then no hammer for adult to use the fire arrows.
Yeah, definitely a good one to know about. So he's going to get the Valley Soil Skull here. I don't think he's gotten Lake Skulls yet, so that would be +3 if he hasn't gotten any there. So we're looking about 35, 36 for Icola, so really only needs 3 or 4 more. He's gotten a lot of the easy ones, though, so not entirely sure which he's going to end up on, but...
Hold up. Please tell me that Liam is doing Bunny Hood.
He might be.
Yes. I hate this in the best way possible. This is definitely Bunny Hood strats.
Get that speed boost.
I mean, if you're going to be running around doing child skulls, might as well have some fun with it, right?
I mean, you don't need to turn in that Skull Mask, though, right? You can just go to Skull Kid. He was doing that.
Yep.
I'm not sure that's on his mind yet, but...
Oh, that makes me sad. But at least now you don't have to worry about keys? Question mark?
I just don't think he got the Skull Mask Ken, or he forgot about it. Totally. I mean, that just happens.
Yeah. And when you're this desperate for I mean, anything. I could see doing Skull Mask.
Yeah. And so Ikola is going to get the Maze Child Skull. We've seen Incoherent get this. We've seen... I don't know if Words got this, but... it's a little bit out of the way for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he could get the Staircase Skull in Dodongos, right? That might be one of the ones they have to get.
Staircase, you could get the one right at the entrance here with the beam.
Right side.
No, with the beam with the
Could
soil.
Armos push? In Dodongos, it's really not attractive, but at this point, there's really not a lot of good ones left, so... it's almost like in some scenarios, you might want to go for the only ones you can think of, because it'll take you longer to think of better ones anyway. And the time save you would have gotten, it's just negated, so... you know, in certain scenarios, it might not matter which one's the more efficient one, just the one you can, at least you for sure can go for. Or if you can maybe like backwalk to the one you know, and okay, well, where on the map am I, and which ones can I get? It's a good way to approach it too. And skulls are just kind of one of those things that kind of just takes reps more than anything.
I agree with that. Just, yeah, having a knowledge of where the skulls are is very helpful. I mean, because we're all used to the normal skulls that we pick up. Like, we're used to the ones that we pick up in Forest. We're less used to the ones like here in Child Goron City, or you know, some of those grottos that we've been seeing. We're less used to those, and so that's where, you know, the good routers separate themselves, or the great routers separate themselves from just the good routers. Is, you know, not only what you said earlier about like time of day routing and all those things, but then knowing the location of some of those more obscure ones definitely will save you time.
Yeah, and I would even classify it to being like, there are certain skulls that are 40-50 only on weekly settings. Like, you don't get this unless that's the case, or if it's hard locked by, like, kind of railroaded by 40, like this seed. So, definitely agree with that. All right, Ikola's up to, I think, 37.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get 38 here.
I think
And then I think they go.
He's got his skulls picked out. Yeah,
they're done. Yep, because they just Long Ranch is their last 3. Or last
Right,
2, I should say.
So I think we saw Words and Incoherent go there, but I don't think Ikola went there. So
I don't think
you're
Ikola's done there. So that'll take care of that.
Okay.
Oh, they have done Long
That's saying he did. Okay. I mean, I believe that too. It's hard to keep track sometimes, so.
I don't know what's going on anymore. Look, I'm like...
Liam's got to be careful here. I ran out of choose. Definitely slow him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Arnie has used 6 here.
Ooh, 17. That's...
Yeah, he's quite a bit farther behind the other runners. I mean, he didn't get bomb back for a while. That led to him not getting a bunch of checks early on. So I think he's definitely found out the latest that you need skulls, and that's probably the #1 thing this seed to determine like how good you're going to do overall. Most likely is when do you get 40.
Yep, I think so. Because I think everything's going to be pretty linear. I'm assuming everything's going to be pretty linear from there.
It could get worse after you get letter too, though. Like you have to be a little bit careful too. Like it.
Yeah. Well, because
it can't get much worse, but
letter is either going to get you a hook shot or something that will get you hook shot. I'd be very hard pressed to say letter gets you anything else.
Yeah, I mean, well, at this point, really, they only have dungeons left, right? They have most of the overworld covered. Even if they do find Hook, even if they do find Iron Boots, like, pretty much everything's taken care of for the most part.
Martin says, just... You're right.
I mean,
look,
I said it can get
wrong.
worse. It can get worse. It can always get worse.
It can always get worse.
I mean, yeah, we also know water is foolish, but I mean that's just one example. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just replace Darkling with, flare dancers. Like the highest, the hammer chest in Fire Temple. And back to well for Cola. Bye, Cola. Which, to be honest, if you know that you're doing skulls in well, like when you go to well, I definitely think the 3 skulls here are relatively quick, all things considered.
it's not that bad. Yeah,
Nah.
Bomb the Well here is pretty heads up play, I think.
Yeah, because these each of these 2 keys, the skull is just like already in the room. So you just use the key, walk into the room, grab the skull, walk out. So they're real quick skulls. The downside is if you don't route that in and trying to go back to the well can take you extra time. But once you're in the well, I think those 3 skulls with Boomerang are pretty quick, all things considered.
Yeah, they're not bad. And they're pretty centrally located. They're right next to the skull turn-in. So you probably had that in mind since maybe the 20-ish mark, like when he found out he needs 40.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just end there, and that's -2, -3 sometimes.
Yeah.
To the number that you actually need. So it makes it a lot easier to string him along. And he does have 40 now for Icola, so very shortly we'll see what's in Jabu.
Mm-hmm. And nice thing is we've got Serenade, we've got Scale, so it's real quick access to Jabu.
It's got to be a Scale or Irons, yeah?
Or just
Right.
another hook shot.
Or
No
another
sync
hook
up
shot.
from words and incoherent in the same skull at the same time. It's very cool.
And there's the letter. So first letter at 205. Good God.
Oh yeah.
So we only have Strength 1 right now, yeah?
Strength 1, correct,
Yep.
yeah.
So it can't be some crazy Strength 3 play.
Well, I mean, it could, but
Where
you
would
could
Strength 3
Strength
even
2.
be?
You could find Strength 2 and 3 in Jabu, for instance.
Oh, true.
But really, that only opens up a couple things.
Yep.
I mean, it opens up OGC for Strength 3 specifically, which would be pretty gross, but
Yeah.
also kind of awesome too. Like that would be kind of awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah, because at this point, Strength 2 gives you Dins, but we've already seen everything that could be Dins locked, and it didn't give us anything. And so Strength 2 and Jabu really wouldn't give us any progression at the moment.
I mean, we know we're gonna find something in Baronade, but it's really a question of what.
Ooh,
We know there's something in here.
So I had this exact same thought, Martin, Mr. Martin. Is if we find, let's say we find Scale in the first 3 checks, do you go do Baronade?
No. No, I think we'd be seeing the exact same thing we're seeing here, unless something's in Forest, right? Like, and that leads to something else. But I mean, very likely. I mean, it depends what it is in Jabu too. But I think very likely you would just see the same thing play out. Everyone on Restream is gonna last location letter, so I don't know.
Yep.
First check is Irons or Scale, you just bail and get the hook shot.
I definitely think so. Icola has very much been on the grind recently, and I think this is a testament to just how much Icola has been grinding this. When you look at, when Icola got, I mean, literally exhausted. I mean, they have 0 checks left in Logic apart from Letter, along with everyone else, but they are now currently in Jabu, where the next closest is at 35 skulls, and so I think it's just a testament to how well Icola routed the seed so far.
I mean, definitely could have been a little bit faster in some areas. Could have gotten Adult a little bit sooner, saved 5-10 minutes there. Could have pushed Letter a little bit sooner, but think it's had a pretty reasonable approach to the seed, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
The biggest thing is he hasn't really been hung up by anything. He's had a pretty smooth playthrough.
Okay, chat. I want you to commit. Which of the 4 checks is going to have our next progression? Is it boomerang, map, compass, or baronade? Just throw it in chat. Just.
I hope it's Baronade.
I think it's going to be... I have a feeling it's going to be more than one thing. It could just be one thing, but...
I'm going to say compass chest. Just to commit.
I think there's going to be something on Rang and Baronade.
Okay, I'm cool. I like the commitment.
But for the poll, I don't know. I'm going to say Baronade.
I'm gonna say compass. Get your votes in. Map, compass, ring, or boss. Currently a whole whopping 0 p. Oh no, map went up. Okay.
I can't really imagine though. Like, first check, you find hook and just leave. Like, I don't know.
I think you do the next 2. If you find something in map, you do compass and ring.
I think you have to full clear it at this point. Like, you spent so much time for letter anyway. Like, you're really gonna want to come back here after you do maybe one dungeon.
So you're on Team Baronade?
Yeah, I mean, I think just full clearing it will take less time than having to revisit. So depends what it is, of course. But at this point in the seed, like, you need so many things anyway. Like,
here's my bet. Come on, baby. Come on, compass chest. Dang it! No! Come on! Yeah, to be honest, I think the thing, as weird as this sounds, I think the best option or the best placement for the item right now. Well, yeah, iron boots. But I think the best placement is Baronade, because at that point it's completely unambiguous where your progression item is. If you know the other 3 are Baron, then you're guaranteed it to be in Baronade. At which point you just go into Baronade. Like there's no question of, do I skip this or not?
yeah, it's like having fire BKB on hammer chest. Like, it's kind of what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to be in the first chest and fire. Then it's like, well, when do I go back?
Oh, hook shot.
It's
and he's
just
failing.
a hook shot.
The immediate bail.
Yep.
That's your... No, that's not even long shot, because you don't have ale or irons.
Wow.
So this opens up Forest for sure. And Forest is Way of the Hero. You know you're going to find something in there anyway, which could open another dungeon up. It opens up the rest of Shadow. So it's 2 dungeons.
Long shot's not on
hammer. And long shot's on Tectite Grotto, so that's not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like leaving and I like staying at the same time. I could take both, depending on how I feel.
And that's exactly why I asked it earlier, is that we knew whatever was in Jabu. Well, we didn't know for certain, but we were pretty set that whatever was in Jabu was either a hook shot or something that led to the hook shot, like Scalar Iron Boots.
It's not for Ikola. It's just a question of how fast can he get through these dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna pretty much put him into go mode, I think. I think chat's right here.
That it's going to be pretty linear from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, seems kind of tough to not be.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking for the one item for Spirit, so like Strength 2's in some weird location, like G2G, that you need long shot for or something like that.
Or it's on Baronade.
Because we still have Spirit.
God.
Yeah, it could be on Baronade, but
Calm yourself.
We still have Spirit locking 2 songs, so keeping in mind opponents is probably not going to be available more often than not in this seed. Definitely is going to play into things. Yeah, and that's the only thing that was in field too, so yeah, I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion for that.
Yeah. Ella, at this point, seeing the fact that we don't have Requiem, Requiem's either going to be behind Prelude, which is spirit locked, Nocturne, which is spirit locked, or Out of the Wasteland, which is Crossing the Wasteland locked. So I definitely agree with you that, Crossing the Wasteland is almost certain, certainly how we get to Spirit Temple.
I mean, at this point, it has to be.
It has to be. There's no other option. There's no songs left that don't require going out to either beat Spirit or at least get to Spirit. So, and Jason bringing up a good point that Opponents is also locked by Spirit, or at least access to Spirit, aka Haunted Wasteland. And so, yeah, that long shot is our only access to Spirit Temple.
So what are we thinking? Iron Boots or Scale 2 in Forest? What do you think?
Ooh. I'm gonna be fancy and say it's gonna be Scale.
215 for 40 skulls on Words Aside. So he's about 10 minutes behind Michael here in terms of progression.
Goodbye, my channel points.
Ooh.
I was doing so well because I was betting all my channel points on what the hell's happened during season 4, and spoilers, what the hell's happened 1, in case you didn't know, from something that happened. Has it been a month now since that happened?
More or less, yeah.
Ah, jeez.
Do we want to do a light arrows bet? Get really degen? Just pick your favorite check in the game. Got all your points on it. I'm ready.
What is your favorite? Hold on, now I want to hear both y'all's favorite check in the game.
Favorite of value-wise or favorite?
All I heard was Emo going, bet your favorite location. Now I just want to hear what it is. Now I'm curious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do you have a favorite soul?
Value-wise, I'd probably say Deep Shadows is favorite for stream value, but actual value is probably something simple.
Street rando. Okay. What about you, Doc?
Ooh, what is my favorite check? Come back to me. Hold on, I gotta think about this. What do I enjoy?
All right, I had an answer prepared. I just wanted you to go first, but my favorite check is not on weekly settings. It is House Cow. That's my favorite check.
Oh, God.
Or actually, the real answer is 10 big bows. That's my favorite.
But actually getting 10 big bows?
Yeah.
So doing it the OG way?
Yeah, 1 bottle, 10 big bow. It's my favorite.
Okay, let's go.
I guess to be more specific, it would be Deep Stone Shadow to be completely useless.
I don't know. Let's go with
You just don't get to do House Cow in any format except random settings, so it's not that bad either.
Yeah, you like being able to. I'm gonna say GTG Final Chest. Mostly because I really enjoy GTG, like as a dungeon. I just think it's really fun. There's a lot of variety. It's quick, quickish, and you can do it with a lot of different items, a lot of different songs. I don't know. I think GTG's fun. So anytime I get the option of going to GTG, I have a good time.
That's fair. Pretty good dungeon too, so can't blame you.
Yeah, you can usually knock out the entire dungeon in about 10 minutes.
All right, so 2:18:30 more or less. Incoherence getting the letter. So he's about 3.5 minutes behind Swords, and it's about 13.5 behind Ikola here.
Mm-hmm.
So still, the seed's not over, not by any stretch. They have to get through 4 medallion dungeons before they can.
God.
Well, before they can get Ganon's boss key for sure, but really only 2, Forest and Shadow, and then they can go to Ganon's as potential play, which they might have to in the seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Liam's trying to get their
they
thing
don't
out
find.
of it. That's
Oh, go for it.
interesting, yeah, we're
Oh, I was just gonna say if they don't find anything to access that long shot beforehand, yeah, that Ganon's castle would definitely be your next best play.
it's pretty dense. I mean, they don't have strength 3, so it might deter them a little bit, but certainly it's the deep part of the seed that they could go to if they think
Yeah.
their progression might be deeper.
Still a good number
But
of checks,
the same-
even without.
Sorry, I was watching
Yeah.
Woods' side, and have y'all ever had that experience where you throw the boomerang and the boomerang just decides to fly out into right field, and you're just
Yeah.
like, what, boomerang? What are you doing? Like,
It has to do with how you position yourself in the room and the tentacle and the camera. So generally what I like to do is you kind of like just barely get in the range of the tentacle, and then as soon as it drops, you just kind of back away and throw it, and it's pretty consistent. It doesn't really mess up too often doing
Yeah.
it that way, but if you get too close, the boomerang can kind of freak out. And if you get too far away, you'll just be out of range of the tentacle, so...
Yeah.
Okay, and Words is a bass hook shot.
and so to be
Ikola
curious to
is-
see if. Oh, go for it.
Out halfway into Forest as well. And
Yeah.
Incoherence just about to get to Jabu. And Liam's
Liam's
Liam got a big bow. I mean,
and Liam's here, and we so appreciate him for it.
every race can't be a winner. I mean, it. Sometimes,
Nope.
sometimes stuff goes wrong, right? Like even if you're the best player in the world, things sometimes just don't line up with your route, and that's kind of what we're seeing with Liam. I mean, he's had it pretty bad every point of the way here. It's not through like any fault of his own either. It's just kind of not lined up.
So it was about 3 weeks ago. I was doing a weekly, and
Yeah, I remember that.
lots of people do. Because I did 100% of the game and couldn't find my boomerang, and sure enough, I had skipped one check in bottom of the well. That one check had my boomerang. I finished at 4 hours and 58 minutes, baby.
Oh, he's a 5 though.
I see. Thanks. I really appreciate the optimism there. Much
All
appreciated.
seeds are sub 5.
All seeds can sub 5 when you're not a total papega. Yeah. So not unlike my time that I did the diving minigame, and then proceeded to go to Jabu without picking up the diving minigame reward, and it had Mirror Shield. So yeah, that was a both weeklies. That one I got raided by ZSR as I was floundering trying to find my mirror shield.
Oh, it's a strength 2 in the Forest Temple.
Oh. So that is now logical access to Shadow Temple. Because previously we did not have access to Din's Fire.
Not so surprising to see. And
Nah.
I mean, it does open up Spirit, but they can't get there yet. That's the toughest part here.
And that's why it makes total sense that there was something in here that gave us access to either Shadow Temple or Spirit Temple.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what's left? Like, if Forest Temple was barren, which we know it wasn't because it was Way of the Hero, but like, if it was barren, like, where would you go next with that hook shot? Like, there's just nothing.
By the way, I
Right
think that
now-
was Liam's last check. That's not 40, so I think he knows he has to get the letter. He might be forfeiting. I'm not sure. Looks a little frazzled, to say the least, so not blame him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the game expected you to go
Liam forfeited.
here, and then... Logic's slowly coming together.
I mean, he just had it really rough throughout the whole seed, so
Yeah.
it just happens sometimes. I mean, it's randomizer, and I mean that's kind of what we're here for, though, too, right? Like, you're here for the highs and you're here for the lows. It
Yep.
can happen to anyone.
You don't need long shot, but it helps. You do it faster.
I think at this point we do need long shot.
Yeah,
Wait,
Oh,
don't-
for shadow. For shadow.
Yeah,
you
for
right.
shadow,
you
you don't need it.
You right. Yep.
yeah. I mean, that's gonna be the next place that they go, and at this point, I'm sure they would like to find more than Mirror Shield there. I don't know if that's gonna be the case. So
I,
we might be heading back to Baronade in not too long from now. I mean,
There's
well,
still a few things past the boat, so maybe.
Iron's scale has to show up between Forest or Shadow. Well, no, it could be Ganon's Castle. Never mind.
Could be, yeah.
Take that back.
could be on
Just
Baronade.
a quick note, Liam
Oh
is
my god.
for an interview here in just a moment.
Okay.
Say that one more time.
I said Liam is going to be popping in here for an interview in just a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we'll get to hear his take on what he thinks about the seed.
Prepare the sensors.
I know, right? I love that. I love that pause from Incoherent there of like running back to Rudo is just kind of, autopiloting it, and then it like dawns on them like, oh wait, that was a hook shot. Oh no, that was a hook shot. Leave, bail, get out.
Everyone bailed and didn't check Baronade. Let's see if that matters.
I mean, it is possible, but I think with how much was open, I definitely can see why they would bail.
Oh, I definitely see why they bailed. I'm just, the slim possibility that something is there.
I mean, we've already had the slim possibility that Rudo's was actually required. So, why not take it one step further and just say that there's a second item on Baronade, like a second item in Jabu?
Yep, the triple force. Good thing one's almost over.
I mean, we will get to see them get ahead or behind based off their execution, so it's not for nothing. I mean, it's still an interesting part about the seed.
A Hylian shield on Shadow Ganon.
Right, so Ikola is going to make his way towards Shadow Temple now. See if there's anything else in there.
Makes sense since you just got the hook shot.
And
Welcome,
Liam, welcome to the
Hello.
commentary booth.
Hello. How are you guys enjoying the show?
Terribly.
It's
How are you
impressive.
enjoying it?
Oh gosh, that was so much worse to be a part of than it looks. That was so not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
How-
I don't believe I played it right, but I don't think this is good.
It's not a great
It's-
seed. I think your biggest mistake was probably not getting the bomb bag immediately.
I guess,
just because it's a sphere 0 check with the spawn as child there. But it's not, because usually it's a bomb lock check, right? So it's not really something that you think of, much less bomb bag being there. So that was probably the spiciest thing that could be there early on in the seed. But
Which bomb bag are you referring to? There was one in Death Mountain Crater.
The crater
yeah,
one.
the crater wall.
Yeah, okay. Well, you couldn't have gotten that as a child, right?
You
Wait,
can actually.
Oh my goodness, you could have!
Yeah.
Oh, that would have changed everything.
Yeah. Welcome to random spawn logic. It's terrible.
Yes, that was a very disorientating start, and then I fell for some reason. It was just all bad. It was all bad.
You know what? We all have those. We all have those days.
Well, I hope it was a little fun to watch anyway. Sorry to have to drop out in the middle of that. It was like, where am I going to get 10 more skulls? I couldn't come up with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's appropriate. Like, because at that point, if you're at 30 and you're not quite sure where you're gonna find 40, that can be pretty. That it just takes time. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I could have done it, but it would have been a lot more staring at the screen. So.
Yeah, we're kind of theorizing. We're kind of theorizing here with chat too during the race. We kind of think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of about 45 skulls in logic.
Yeah.
So you have to get 40 of those, which is definitely a little bit rough on the rougher side for weeklies. But I think the worst part was definitely like all the restream runners here pretty much last location letter, because you don't really want to get 40 for that, right?
There's no interest in doing 40. I would rather move, skip, just avoid it in any possible way. Like, the worst part is, there was like no hint that Jabu would have anything interesting. It's a stone dungeon. It's not locking Zelda's Lullaby this time. And not even for a medallion. Like, you're just hoping you find Hookshot or Iron Boots or Din's Fire or some kind of progression item somewhere in Jabu. It's like, at least with the 50 skulls for the Zelda's Lullaby, it's like you have a pretty good reason to be forcing those skulls. Here you're just avoiding it and praying it's not. And it seems like that was not the way to go.
Yeah, and that was kind of our discussion in the background was, knowing that 40 could be hard required, like how much do you push versus collect on the way versus, like where do those priorities lie? And I don't think there was, like, we know in hindsight now where the correct answer was, but in the moment it's hard to say.
Right. Yeah. Especially if you have other ways to work around it, and there's no key incentive to do it. This was a hard call for 40 skulls, but they've done it. They certainly done it.
Yeah, and so for your information, in Jabu, the boomerang chest had a hook shot. So that's how everyone's now in Forest Temple, is that once you get the 40 skulls, you go to Jabu, you do the boomerang chest, you get your hook shot. No one's done Baronade though, so there is still one check left in Jabu that we are unaware of.
Well, we'll see. Let's hope. I don't know.
I'm just giggling to myself. Yeah, I want it to be something so bad here.
You were terrible.
So yeah, where did Din's end up? That must have been Forest Temple Way of the Hero.
Nope.
No?
There was a Strength 2 in Forest Temple, which led to Din's on left side Goron Maze, which
Hey.
Ikola got that. I'm pretty sure the only restream rounder to get that with the hover boots trick, right? Or no, I think that was
they all.
Words.
Words also got it with the hover boots trick, because Words was the first person in Shadow Temple.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but Yeah, even if you see that, even if you find something in Shadow, like there's only the Mirror Shield super early in Shadow, so like I don't think we've seen anything else yet.
No,
Kind of
surprisingly.
hilariously. So, yeah, so if they don't find anything in Shadow, you're just gonna have to go back to Baronade, right? Like, it's,
I wouldn't be
That's the
surprised if
sickest
that's
part.
how it goes.
Well, I think you go to Ganon's castle after this.
oh right, yeah, of course. But
So I've got a bit of a question, a hang up about what the logic is for this then, because Hyrule Field's way of the hero for a hook shot, right?
So yes.
So what's the deal there? Because water temples, foolish, stone,
Well,
and arrows on Ocarina of Time. I don't know how that one's going to play out.
funny you should ask. All access to Spirit Temple is locked behind Spirit Temple.
Oh, you're right. That one. Would be
And so no Requiem and no Eponas. And 3 songs are locked by either Spirit, like completing Spirit Temple or getting out to Spirit Temple. The only way to get to Desert Colossus is through Longshot.
This is a fun house, I tell you. Maybe we may have to rename it, but it's a fun house.
It's some.
yeah, you wanted to join a not terrible settings race, just kind of have a nice relaxing race and weekly settings, and well, sometimes this can happen too. I mean, I gotta ask you, have you seen anything about the official league that's gonna start pretty soon?
Feel free to tell me about it. What's the scoop?
So, it is a 1v1 league, essentially, where you're placed into a division of, I think, around 6 people. And it's a double round robin, so you play each person 2 times throughout the whole season. And it's going to be starting pretty soon here. Signups are available for the next about 24 hours. They close at tomorrow, midnight UTC, which is Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Got more info in Discord about that, pinned there for your info. But yeah, I think there's a little bit more over 120 people signed up right now, so a lot of interest behind it. A lot of good runners, a lot of new runners too. I mean, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, sounds like a great time. I'm definitely gonna sign up for that right now. Is that
Yeah, you should do it.
Hell yeah. Yep.
I was about to say, Emo and I are both signed up for it, so
Heck yeah, I can't wait.
if we can peer pressure other people to signing up for it, all for that.
You hear that, chat? Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
No, well, it worked on me.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be like, I don't know, I think it's like, well, every like 2 weeks you have to play, I think, 1 match or 2 matches or something. It's like, it's not like the most intensive either. So if you have a full schedule and pretty busy otherwise, like it's not like 12 matches in 2 weeks or anything like that either. So it's should be pretty cool. I'm more interested to see who's going to be in my division more than anything.
I'm curious too.
Yeah.
And that's why I signed up for it. I mean, like the multi-world tournament's also going on right now, which seems like a ton of fun, but definitely a lot harder from a scheduling perspective. When you're trying to schedule matches between you and 5 other people, especially with crazier work schedules. So the league is definitely a lot more flexible in that regard.
It's also a great avenue for 1v1 practice. You don't usually get that outside of like asking people or in a tournament if you get that far. So
am I seeing that some of them will be live races and otherwise you can do asyncs?
there are asyncs, but unless there's like a scheduling concern, I think. But I'm not sure how that works exactly. But pretty sure they're all going to be live though, for the most part, as far as I understand it.
Yeah, I think there's like a whole moderation team that's helping out with it.
So Mirror Shield was the only thing in Shadow.
Oh God!
Well,
Time for Ganon's castle.
Yep. It keeps getting better.
which in logic, thank God, because if not, then Baronade would literally be the only in logic chat. You better not be rolling the EU seed tomorrow. I want to play that, and I finished before 1 p.m.
If I wake up in time, I might join it. Who knows? Been kind of taking a break from weeklies myself, just due to scheduling, but
Yeah.
No, Ganon's takes 4 medallions to get into.
I finally just bought a new Ethernet cable, so hopefully my stream will finally be stable. Unlike, what was it, 2 weeks ago where I was supposed to be on a restream and my stream just totally shit the bed? Oof. Yeah. It was bad.
This is the earliest possible place you could get into Ganon's castle.
Okay, so what check in here is gonna have? I still think it's gonna be scale before Iron Boots. That's my bet.
I'm voting for nothing. I'm voting for nothing.
Wow.
Well, how about a hammer?
Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
Fine. I guess we can find items. That's fine.
Hammers of all the meme items to find, Hammer's a pretty good one. Gotta admit. So here's the other thing that's interesting. Opening up Ganon's castle also opens up King Zora in Logic.
That's foolish, though.
Zora's domains.
Oh, god damn it!
Yeah, I got kind of worried after I left Zora's domains. I was like, oh, should I infuse the weep? It might be a
Let me have my meme here.
I take it everybody weep skipped. Was there ever an alternate bow?
I mean, you could just get 40, but
Yeah.
Everyone did Meep Squid, though.
yeah. I suspect most of the people in the race also did that. I could see the argument for just getting the letter, though. I mean, I kind of said that pretty early on. Like, we got the hint, I don't know, in the first 10 or 20 minutes, and 20's dead, so you go up to 10 and you just stop. And then, but what if you have to get 30 in the quick fix? So I'm just kind of aghast that it actually happened this seed.
Yeah, you were right. And it hurts me that you were right.
Yeah, how could you?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'll try being more wrong.
Yeah, if you could be more wrong, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, only make terrible predictions if you're confident you're wrong.
If they just turn out true anyway.
Which he did make a terrible prediction. That terrible prediction was that we would actually need letter.
Usually that's the last item you need, not the first one.
I
It's
know.
more of a what if, but yeah, I mean...
What if all my wildest memes came true?
No.
Which, by the way, our next wildest meme is off the Fire Temple.
I kind of want Strength 3 to be in here. That'd be pretty sick.
It would be. It's
Really
always
nice.
nice to
Yeah.
see Strength 3 in Ganon's castle. It's like you don't have to search, there's no hunt, you get more checks. It's pretty good.
Let's go for Light Trial.
Really nice routing, for sure.
Best room in the game, not close.
Oh, for, like, check density sake?
Yeah. For rooms
yeah.
specifically.
Like, yeah, let's get 8 checks between 2 rooms.
It's definitely the value play if you have to rent anywhere out in Hyrule,
Could you imagine staying at the Ganondorf Airbnb?
Well, there's no running water, no toilet here, but you can put all your stuff in these nice chests. You got some friends to keep you company here.
Big Papa Ganondorf plays the piano for you as you drift away to sleep.
I don't know. I think 3 of them are pretty imaginary. Like, I think people would call you crazy if you're like, yeah, it's me and my 4 friends here, and they're looking around and they just see the one Skulltula. They're like, buddy, we need to have a talk.
Yeah, that's why I call Gold Skulls. I mean, yeah. Well, anything beyond the beacon chest here for Ikola, or is he gonna go straight to fire?
Climb up to Ganon and have him yell at you for not killing Baronade.
I said all
Unfortunately-
dungeons!
Yeah. Fortunately, can't do that. Still needs a number 5.
Oh
and
yeah,
number
you
6
still
in
need
red.
the big key to do that. Oh,
Yeah.
light
Oh, wait.
arrows with the validation chest.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, that's
You never told you never told me all the items were in the end game.
I know.
It all makes sense now.
Wow.
Hey, you can. There's still time. You can boot up that seat again.
I'll pass. Thanks. No.
Yeah, I'm
Nope.
good.
I'd sooner find the incinerator.
That's where Ganon hid the light arrows, right there underneath him.
Wait, do you just go and do Death Mountain Crater Ferry before you dip fire? I mean, it's Way of the Hero. You've got Hammer. You're passing by there anyway.
I mean, I think you do.
Yeah,
But-
you. 50-50.
You don't-
Maybe if you just need one item, then it would be ideal. But there's a lot in Fire Temple.
Well, it could be one of 2 items here, so I like it a little bit better because you're not baiting yourself into fire if BK's early. It's really the only place you have, so it makes
That's
sense.
what I.
That's fair.
Mhm.
If it could be BK early. I guess I already know it isn't.
Sorry, you stole my bet. Dang it.
Yeah, I think we've seen most of the runners in at least the first room, and the first big room as well.
Yeah.
At least I think Icola went there. I'm not sure if the others actually did go there, but no,
That's
actually
right.
no. Words did go there. Words did go there, but
Double defense was the check and fire.
oh, so they all did it. Cool.
It's kind of a quick and dirty way to look and see, like, did you do fire? You have double defense. Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's nice to see everyone has a lot of heart pieces too. Wasn't just me. Very healthy seed.
Pretty
Heart pieces.
unavoidable.
Yeah, unavoidable. Exactly.
Is a good way to put it, I think. And Incoherent's going to get the Den's Fire here. Staying
Nice.
within logic. Ooh, the gold scale. There we go.
Oh yeah!
There it is.
Oh, that is hurting.
That is go mode.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's go mode.
And
Everyone
we'll
was
get a
wrong
long
when it
shot.
came to the bets.
And yeah, nice quick bet there. Hope you got your bet in.
Hold on, I didn't get my bet in yet. DMC Ferry. Damn it.
Different Crater was kind of
Dang.
loaded. The song was something. The open check
I'm
was
back
something.
there, yeah.
Yeah, this is Way of the Hero.
It certainly was.
Yeah, and I mean, y'all can't see it, but iCola has already marked on their tracker that they are in go mode. So they're fully aware.
Oh yeah. Forgetting that he he tipped earlier, so
about that.
I was wondering, does he have the box key already?
no. I mean, so much has happened this seed. You're just kind of in an autopilot. It's understandable.
Yeah. If you're not suffering, you're not.
So go mode is kind of what. Oh yeah, go ahead, Soul.
Go mode basically means you can win the game. You have all the items required to beat all of the dungeons and Ganon.
Yeah, you get to go complete your dungeons, pretty much. Is what it means.
Which is nice for. In their situation, that means that they get to completely skip, Gerudo Fortress, GGG, Wasteland, Colossus. Like, they long shot over and they go, nah, fam, I'm just skipping all this.
Still have to open chests to find keys and boss keys, but yeah.
Yeah.
Spirit, yeah. But you're gonna skip everything away.
I think it's possible somebody sub 3s this. I don't think it's. I'm not sure it's going to happen this time, but I think it's possible. You would have to go adult a lot earlier than all of our restream racers did, for sure. And you would have to commit to letter as not your last location, too, which is pretty tough to do, considering how many things were in logic here. Ooh, Iron Boots 2 and
There's the
Fire.
sinkers.
Iron
God.
Boots.
Wow.
Amazing.
So you didn't need to do DMC Ferry.
So, well, I mean, we didn't know that, but
Now we do.
Yeah, they're Iron Bear. Like, that's
could have
it.
very easily been like Iron Boots or in Spirit or something, too. So,
But at least for this seed, we didn't need to do DMC.
yep.
Like, I agree with you. I still would have done DMC Ferry, like 10 out of 10.
Definitely would have done it. Might not have done it first.
Oh, I for sure would have done it on my way to Fire Temple. Absolutely.
It's just that the fire temple spits you out right there anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you lose 30 seconds of movement or so, but
Oh yeah, it's so negligible.
if you had Bolero, I think it's a slam dunk for sure, though.
Yeah.
Alright, making up his way in the elevator room and fire for Icola. Meanwhile, Words is going to go to Gans, it looks like, as well. And
Yep.
Incoherence just making his way through Shadow through the first couple rooms here.
Oh man, those bats cause so much trouble on that elevator. This one has such a different vibe in Rando because the block pushing speed's so much faster.
Yeah. It's nice to know the setup for sure. That way they just chill out for a while.
Yeah,
That's what
it's best to not activate them.
Oh yeah. The movement on them is so wild too sometimes. Like I've had them push me off like almost when I'm at the top on the elevator, like push me off like while I'm waiting or like jumping down to the block too. Like they're wily guys.
Oh yeah, it's a very frustrating fall.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten clipped off of the ceiling on one of those elevators?
What do you mean?
You can void out if you get squished by the ceiling by standing on a corner a little bit too.
Yeah. I don't think I have, but I mean I've done so many seeds. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Ever been voided by the guillotines in Shadow? A couple times.
Those damn things.
Yeah, that's the worst one.
They can go do words that I can't say on Restream.
Words for souls.
Yeah, those guillotines.
Yeah,
because that's a pretty massive time loss because it puts you all the way back to the beginning before the 3 Skulltulas.
Yeah, it's a rather hefty loss. And for reasons that are like hardly explainable, it's like a half second you get to understand it. Where's the hitbox on those things anyway? Sometimes it's on the front, sometimes it's on the back. I don't know.
To the point that I will pause and wait for a good guillotine cycle. Just to make sure that doesn't happen.
Maybe that's for the best. Slow and steady wins the race. Unless it's a speedrun race, in which case...
And deeper and deeper into fire we go.
That was the key to the whole seed, was 40 skulls.
Yeah. Well, and I think we all kind of got that vibe that once you got 40 skulls and you got whatever 40 skulls locked, that the seed would be pretty straightforward, all things considered.
I mean, almost all the overworld was covered by the hunt before the 40 hunt, and then also after too. So there's only really a couple things that the runners haven't done here.
Where did they find the slingshot? I assume they didn't get it the same way I did.
There was a big pole bottle.
Oh, was there?
It's in Shadow.
Oh, wow.
Deep Shadow.
I mean, I really appreciated your swag. Like, worth it.
If you can't beat him, at least outswag him.
Yeah.
I was surprised how often that ghost showed up. I thought it was like a super low chance, but it was there like 4 times.
Now, you had done Skull Mask, correct?
Yeah, I did Skull Mask.
For a second, I thought you were doing Skull Mask to get Bunny Hood. And I was getting real excited.
Oh, believe me, Bunny Hood is super hype, but it was not going to save me.
I was like, he realizes he needs 40 skulls. He's going to go get Bunny Hood. Like, I'm all about this.
I mean, yeah, there'd be a useful use for it to collect skulls. There's no happiness on the UG.
Woo, we got a new prediction.
Oh, what is it this time?
It's child spirit required.
Oh. Oh man.
I'm gonna go with a yes on that one.
Yeah, I'll go with yeah.
Now, we have to clarify. is this logically required or hard required? Because I think those are two different things and have two very different implications. Hard required. Okay. Okay, so just so we're clear, as everyone's betting, when you bet yes, that means that you have to go back and do Child Spirit for something.
Yep, you have just under 2 minutes, so be quick if you want to get that prediction in. I know I spent all my points, so I'm ready to lose them all, baby.
What did you vote on?
I vote for yes. What are you talking about?
Okay. What did everyone else vote on?
Probably no. Looks like it's pretty even right now. 53-47.
I definitely voted for the no category. I think with 2 out of 3 chances, I mean, there's a 66% chance that Requiem requires beating Spirit Temple at this point. I think the odds are just too high that no is just the more likely option.
Never tell me the odds.
Exactly.
Again, I say all this knowing we had to do 40 skulls for something in Stone Jabu. So, like...
How much worse can it get, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay, folks, I'm going to be right back. Hold up.
Okay. Is this seed spent, or does it have more terrible left to go? Find out next time on OOT.
Oh, ye of little faith. It could get so much worse.
Worse than 40 skulls? What? Is 50 got something?
I mean, it's... Arguably, the seed did get worse after that. Kind of depends on what you view as bad.
Technically, 50 does have something, but it's not useful.
Yeah, I forget what they had said, but... Alright, so Ikola is gonna make his way towards the long shot. Going across Wasteland to Spirit.
Oh boy, there
And then-
he goes.
Pretty nice that you had Prelude the seed, otherwise you'd have to... Yeah, save quit to Kakariko's not too bad though, as adult. Close enough.
Yeah, Kakariko's still pretty close.
I was a bit let down by the adult spawn, to be honest. I don't know. We had a super spicy one with the child, and then... just kind of what you want out of the adult one.
I wasn't complaining.
No, I don't expect many people to complain about that. But...
Trail and it's firing.
He got the hooks.
Sorry, that's my bad joke for the day.
Alright, Words is going to make his way into Fire Temple now. In Go mode, but will be still in Go mode after finding the irons as well.
The Go mode that goes on.
The double Go mode.
Can we get triple Go mode?
I mean, I guess if you find another sling, another bow, I guess.
Fam, it's all about the diamond scale. We've got silver scale, gold scale, and you find diamond scale.
Oh my gosh.
So it would
That
go
lets you
12
stay
count.
underwater forever.
Just keep chaining scales, so you can get the icy waters check. That'd be sick.
Oh my! How many scales would you need to be able to get the icy waters check?
That's a good question. I want to say like 8.
So what? Scale 1 is 6, scale 2 is 12?
No, it's 4 and
Scale
8.
2.
Pretty sure, right?
I'm pretty sure you can only die for like 3 seconds. Or...
So it's 3 seconds without a scale. It's
then
6
it's
with the first scale, and it's 8 with the second scale.
9 tops.
9. Okay, so it adds 3 every time.
Okay. So you'd probably need like 6.
So scale 9 would give you 30 seconds worth of dive. Oh, it is 368. I think it was 368.
That is awkward.
Interesting. Yeah, it is. A little bit. It definitely wasn't 10.
So definitely
Silver
scales
is 5
up as
minutes
you get more. Oh, no, scales down. That's weird.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so it's like, would the next one be 10 again, and the one after that would be like 11?
Ew.
And then all subsequent ones, 11 seconds.
You get to a point where you get one scale and it doesn't do anything.
That's where the Zora are. They're like, we are covered in these things.
Right? Yeah. So you have to
You can
get
only-
like 30 goddamn scales or something to get maybe 30 seconds, I guess. So,
Yeah, that's what it takes to get to the bottom of the icy waters.
now that'd be kind of a fun win con though, like a new format. You just put like one Triforce piece at the bottom of icy waters, and congrats, you invented a new Triforce for scales.
The other
The
item
Omega tail.
Yeah.
The Jabu percent. Forget Zora scales, get Jabu scales.
In the chest. Another stupid scale. Great.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. But I need it. So the same experience as Triforce had. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the service of Jabu instead of the goddesses.
Okay, I can get behind that for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat. This is what happens when we're just waiting for somebody to cross the wasteland.
You might as well start worshipping Jabu if you're just gonna marry Princess Ruta.
I don't know about waiting is the right term for it. It's like readily anticipating with excitement. Like I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to know if this child spirit's required.
There's a 33% chance that Requiem's out here.
I've never been so happily defeated.
Not that I'm going to say that you made the right choice, but you made the right choice.
Maybe. If I could make one right choice this seed, I think that was the right one.
If you could make one right decision, it would be forfeiting.
Just this once.
Now that you know where all the items are, though, how long do you think it would have taken you?
Well, once I'd done 40 skulls, I would have been back on the track, but then I would have overcombed things probably too much. Yeah, it just would have been... I'd be doing all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 skulls would have been the hard part. I might have been able to round up 10 more.
Okay.
Been a struggle.
Moment of truth. Moment of truth, baby. Come on, baby. Ah!
Not checking. Not checking.
That is...
Not
I
the
like
brave.
this.
Well, this can kind of tell if child spirit's hard required too if you just do it dull, right?
True.
I mean, yeah, but
The song would have been the fastest way to
It
tell
would have
for
been
sure.
faster, but this is a better way.
This is the raceway.
This is the way.
I mean, he's in go mode,
Dangerous
so
course.
can't really blame him.
In worst case scenario, you don't get a key, you save quit, you walk out,
Yeah.
you get your Requiem, you cry.
Crying,
Okay.
crying was part of every sphere this seed.
Come on, baby. I need these race time points. I've already lost one bet today. I can't lose two.
You mean channel points?
Did I say race time points? I need race time points,
You're not even in the race, Doc. You can't
I need
lose
race
points.
Points.
but I'm not getting them today.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh my god. Oh, we have a first place finisher.
Oh,
Wow,
301. Nice.
Not quite sub 3, but Ryuken coming in hot with the 30152.
There's the small key.
Made their
Is that
way.
the only one we need?
They made their way fairly deep into the S4 tournament, so not surprised at all to see him place pretty well in this race.
I agree.
They've really been on a hot streak. I mean, they just keep improving too. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, they didn't even start playing until I think either after I think they started playing after S3 quals had finished.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. The bet's not over. You could still be key locked.
I mean, that reminds like there's several other cases of that too, like Riley and the Salty Sponge. Like they haven't really been playing. I mean, at this point they've been playing, you know, for at least 2 years, but really they had a pretty fast rise, and they both made S3, so, you know.
I think
anyone
that
can
big
improve
there
pretty-
is
Yes, that's right. You too could be the next Zooter star. Sign up now
Hey.
for the league.
Hell yeah. If
Nah,
that's
I'm
not the best promo available, I don't know what is.
Challenge Cup, thank you.
pretty sure that sealed the deal. I don't think we have to go child side.
No, I don't think so. He needs 2 keys, but that won't be too hard. It could happen, but
Oh, what can happen?
Oh wait,
it
It's
definitely
true.
can happen.
and there's one.
Yeah, there's that slingshot.
Yeah, almost certain that you'll be able to get a second key in here.
Yeah, this is pretty good room for that. But if not,
But if not,
y'all are memeing. Ooh, Ryu with the raid.
yo, Ryu, GG.
Oh, 2 keys, let's go.
Got the love for Jabu.
with the raid message of "We love Jabu."
Stone.
What a treat.
Oh, how delightful.
Jabu.
We got our keys. We don't need to go child side. Rip points.
Such a satisfying jump when you can just say heck it the entire time.
Ugh, right though?
The Anubis room takes like 5 seconds. Forget
I graciously accept my channel points. Thank you.
I didn't need him anyway, whatever.
Yeah, but while we're hanging out here, finishing up in spirit, definitely give thanks to our runners, by the way. We've had Liam 6 hanging out with us here, but also Words for Swords, Incoherent, and Icola, who are doing just a phenomenal job with this hell of a seed.
it.
Where are our trackers at? We've got No Pen Name Girl, we've got Next Door, we've got Worn Traveler and Mimikyu.
Love to the trackers.
Right? Look, I am way too ADHD for tracking, so I am so grateful there are people out there who enjoy tracking, because I am certainly not one of them.
I feel ya.
Oh, I got my clipboard right here. Every seed, baby.
I know, I've seen your
That was-
clipboard.
That
Beautiful.
could be fun too. I have to fly every single one by the seat of my pants and just try to remember.
I would definitely recommend taking notes. I mean, it'll improve your game so much.
I really believe that, but where do you find the time?
Backwalking, opening doors,
Yes.
cutscenes.
You should ask Emo to send you a copy of his notes. Like, they are truly exceptional.
I'd like to see the notes, actually. That would be fun.
Oh,
Here
Post it
it
somewhere.
comes.
Yeah, I'd like to see these notes.
Sure. The only one I think I took a picture of recently is random settings, so let me see if I have one.
So pretty intense.
Yeah, it's a little messy, but and this is I always do it with one sheet of paper, so it's possible. Yeah, here you go. Just
wait, Ryu, how did you not full clear Ganon's castle the first time? You're insane.
Wow.
Finding the arrows on the way to get the hint. Damn. What a lucker.
Gold entrance randomizer. Oh, perfect. This is definitely going to be helpful for entrance randomizers. Those are exceptionally confusing.
yeah, so like for that, I mean, you can see there, like on one of the columns, I have indoor entrances right next to my
Yeah.
item list on the left side, and then outdoor is just wherever I can fit it. But just that way, I don't have to have anything else open on my computer. Like it's just the way I've always been used to it. But
Screen real estate can be a real problem when it comes to streaming in
Streaming.
particular.
Yeah.
So having a notepad version of things that you can totally just write in quick and understand on the fly is probably a lot faster than any of the actual program tools.
Or
Sometimes the old-fashioned way is the best way.
and hear me out here, Solis Tracker.
Yeah,
Oh,
some
yeah.
very intense trackers.
that tracker. I mean, it gives me a headache every time I look at it, but it's
If it does the trick.
it does the trick beautifully. It has every check in the game on one screen.
Yeah, see that's the thing that made me go like, I don't know if I can do trackers while I stream because the streaming just takes up so much screen. I'd need a whole nother screen.
Yeah,
I will say that one's great for learning the logic. I mean, if you already know the logic, you can take it or leave it. For the more complex seeds, like especially like this, you'll know how many skulls are in logic, so
Right.
it can be pretty useful for that. But
Yeah.
What
Just
I
get
appre-
like a fifth monitor for only the tracker.
Yeah, it would
Actually,
be a
what
fifth monitor.
I literally have a second computer open that just has Solis Tracker on it.
Nice. See, this is the strats. This is what I'm talking about. I'm like,
Yeah, so nobody can see it, but it's definitely there.
I mean, there are people that take no notes. Like I think What the Hells takes no notes. ATZ used to take no notes. Marco,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure took no notes, but had a tracker.
yeah, the guys that are known for being very, very good at the logic.
Mhm.
Yeah, for learning, the notes are definitely helpful.
Hey, look at that. We got all of our medallions.
I feel like too, the higher the pressure, the match too, the more you kind of would want notes, so that like if you panic, you can just stare down and be like, oh yeah, it's there, or what have you. So
The reason why I personally like Solis Tracker, because I use that a lot, is a lot of times I'll forget. Like, for example, Lon Lon Ranch, or let's say like Lost Woods ends up being Way the hero. And I grab a few checks from Lost Woods, and then I find that hint, an hour and a half later. It's really nice to have a tracker that's like, oh yeah, by the way, you found the following items in Lost Woods. And I'm like,
Ah,
oh
yeah.
yeah. Thanks,
That'd be nice.
thanks, tracker. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that would be nice. Just have a harder brain than my smooth one.
Yeah, just have a digital brain that tells me where I found all my items. And I'm like, thanks, computer.
What would I do without you?
Right, I did find Din's fire there.
I don't think any tools could have helped me in this run. I was the tool.
I don't think you should call yourself a tool to be HP.
At least until you get confused and you're like, wait, I found that there? What?
Exciting. Cole's ready to go.
We have to get ourselves some bacon.
Yeah. So far, we've only had one finisher, right?
Yeah, really. Was that a sub 3?
No, it
No
was
sub-
1 minute over 3.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty close though.
one finisher and 12 forfeits. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about a third of the field. So that's about average right now. So we might see a little bit of above average forfeit rate for a weekly. And I mean, I don't blame anybody. It's a pretty nasty seed, all things considered.
Certainly obtuse.
I'm sorry, you said obtuse, and all I could think of was the Fairly Odd Parents.
That would have been a great hint from Ganon to it.
Green Moose and Guava Juice.
The opening song. Yeah, I love that.
Not that I'm getting distracted from what we're seeing on screen or anything, but we're 3 hours in and my ADHD's kicking in, so what do you want from me?
Yeah, we got Icola on Ganondorf here. We got Words making his way through Spirit Temple. Just entered, and Incoherent at the same time. Just entered Fire Temple, so they're about a dungeon behind each, which is pretty understandable. In terms of skull count, I think it was, what? It was like about 28 for Icola, 22, 23 for Words, and then 18 or 17 for Incoherent. So this makes a lot of sense. It just kind of, more or less, the only thing that mattered this seed was how soon you get the letter.
Yeah,
Yep.
turns out.
I would have enjoyed seeing the Ganondorf hand. Like, if he just didn't open the chest and he's like, hey, by the way, they're right downstairs.
Hey, remember that one chest you walked right past on your way to see me? Yeah, it's there.
I'm sure somebody will do that this seed. Like they'll find hammer, go fire,
Yeah.
and find their long shot item that the item that they need to get long shot, and then oh yeah, by the way, go there.
It wouldn't have been too bad because you get Fiores before you go in to fight Ganon, so...
It's just
Yeah.
skipping that treasure chest when you need lighters is just asking for trouble.
It really is. It really is, though.
Yeah, I mean...
It's trouble, but it would have been funny.
It certainly would have. Hey, I'll let you guys interview Cola on your own. I'm actually going to take off, though. But thank you for having me. And GG's to all who are continuing to race.
Yeah,
cool.
GG's again, and thanks for hanging out. It was a lot of fun.
I appreciate it. This was fun. This was fun no matter what.
Go
Thank you
give
guys very much.
such a follow, by the way.
And you guys, be sure to sign up for the next tournament as well. Can't wait to see you guys.
Yep, for the league.
For the league! Take care, dudes.
Hey, peace.
You could certainly have a 50 skull seed and there only be 50 skulls in the pool.
Oh yeah, I think we saw something almost like that, and I think the season 3 tournament. I think it was the race between Sully and Riley. It was like I think it was a 40 out of 40 for first Hook, I want to say, or it was like Strength 2, and then Hook was in Spirit or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. It was something like that, but I'm pretty. I don't know if we've seen Rudo's letter on 50, but I'm sure we've had a 50 out of 50 at some point.
GG Cola.
Cola. Second place, baby.
3:14:52. It's a great finish.
Yeah.
It was like 43 or 44 or something like that.
Yeah, again, Icola has definitely been on the grind recently, and it's showing.
Insta cut the stream.
It's like, screw this, I'm out.
Don't want to see no more of this seed.
Which is a mood, you know? I've been there.
Yeah, it's a weekly. I mean, pretty intensive seed. Makes a lot of sense.
And jamming Raiden.
Okay, that's actually
Awesome.
a pretty cool username. I like that. The Benjamin. Yeah, and it's interesting as we've watched the execution. Words was about 10 minutes behind Icola on Skulls. And then Incoherent was, what, about 3 minutes behind Words? And so I definitely think Words is kind of pulled ahead of... pulled ahead of Incoherent. I'm curious to see. I mean, I think Icola finished more than 10 minutes ahead of where Words will be. So I think they've all kind of separated out as the execution has gone on longer and longer in the seed.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned it beforehand, but Icola got the 40 skulls at 2:05, Words got it at 2:15, and Incoherent got it at 2:18:30. So I think that's definitely the case. You know, to be expected, right? They had 4 dungeons to do after getting letters, so.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see how much execution has turned around to, you know.
Oh yeah, it's so much closer between every single racer in the community, and like before you had the untouchable god racers, right? You had Marco, what the hell's, Juke, ATZ, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I don't know, there's a lot of people that can just beat them straight up. that were in kind of that lower tier, but even like to go beyond that, people that were behind those people can beat those people as well. So it's really just the closing the skill gap, and you're going to see that more and more as the randomizer, ages. So it's kind of the same thing with traditional speedrunning, right? Like, as games mature and as the meta evolves, it gets a lot closer. So something like Mario 64 that's been around forever, really optimized, really close in terms of finishes, but something like a new game that just came out this year, very much unoptimized. We don't know a lot about it, so just to kind of get a little bit of context there, but yeah, I mean, it's very true.
Well, and I think, if I remember correctly, I saw somewhere recently that the Super Mario Bros. Just hit a new milestone in world record.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So, I'm trying to remember what second barrier they just beat.
Is Daredevil finishing third, by the way, 3:18.53. Also a pretty strong finish.
And a raid from that guy, JYE Live.
Yeah, welcome. Pretty intensive seed, all things considered here. This seed was hard locked behind letter. About 45 skulls were in logic, and you needed 40 of them. And everyone on Restream, last location the letter, so...
It's been an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just looked it up. So, Super Mario Bros. The second boundary that they were stuck at was 4 minutes and 55 seconds. And somebody just a month ago beat that with 4 minutes, 54 seconds, and 948 milliseconds.
Yeah, once you know you're getting in the middle of seconds, that's how you know. Like, it's getting pretty close, right?
I mean, they're shaving off frames. Like, just say frame to get below 455. And they're saying that at this point, they don't think that sub 454 is even possible. But, I mean, crazier things have happened. But that's kind of the next second boundary that they're looking at. And it's a game that has been run for almost 30 years now.
Yeah, very long. I mean, one of the oldest video games, so yeah, not too surprising.
Yeah. The double boss defeat at the same time.
You telling me there's a human world record faster than the task record?
It's within like milliseconds of the task record. So until they find a new trick that allows them to get below, get below that second mark. With their current tricks and skill set, that's the fastest that they can go.
Soon we shall defeat that task.
So, Words, just completing Spirit now, is going to be on his way up through Ganon's. Meanwhile, Incoherent also finished Fire, so he's going to be making his way to the long shot. Pretty sure he found that, so... And going from there to Spirit. So finish time for Words here looks to be about, well, it takes about 5 minutes to get up the tower, and he's already done up to the Stalfos room, so I would guess he has like probably a 327, right?
I'd say so.
Depends how the final fights go for him.
Yeah, possibly a 328.
Yeah.
I think a 328 is probably more realistic.
He has big ground sword.
I like the matching colors of Incoherent.
With the green shade mirror shield.
Yeah.
Kind of a lime.
It's a very lime green, yeah.
Green on green.
I know there are some people that will do that with their theming, where they will make everything one color. I've seen it a lot with pink, where somebody will just do all different shades of pink.
It's possible, it's just not allowed as a child.
Yeah, so where didn't we go in this seed? I think it was just GTG, Deep Fire, Deep Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of all we didn't do. And water. We never touched water.
Well, I mean, pretty easy not to do that.
Okay. Yes. Icola's in chat. GG, second place. Any words you have for us about the seed? In chat, Icola?
That perhaps start with the letter W.
I was thinking of the letter F, but I don't think that's chat appropriate, so...
It could start with both. You could start it with what and then end with the F.
Yes, emo, just like that. You're right. Fantastic Ganondorf fight there from Words.
Yeah, it was.
We'll see how his Ganon is.
I know, I'm just mesmerized watching the Ganon fight. I realized I hadn't said anything. I was like, oh yeah, I'm on commentary. That's right.
Restream has enjoyed. That is sure.
Five more hits, there's one.
Shout outs to everyone who thought the hook and Tectite was going to be reversed.
Joke's on y'all. Oh, man. And there it is. Word's looking to get just barely a 327.
Fun to watch, maybe not as fun to play.
GG's for fourth place. Words for Swords.
327-11. So pretty big spread amongst the finishers. I think that's probably just going to be true throughout all finishers, I would say. There's probably a certain point at which we're going to see a lot of them finish, but I don't know. It's pretty much a slow drip in terms of the layout, so I think we're just going to see, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes pass between each runner.
Yeah. Now, when you look at Words' finish time versus Icola's Words was about 12 and a half minutes behind Icola, so really only lost about 2.5 minutes over the course of the last hour.
Yeah.
Impressive with regards to kind of skill and skill set.
To think I was whining about people can just skip over skull routing. Man, this trick, this King Zora skip, it just gets past the most interesting part of the siege with the skull routing. I'm just happy that y'all had to do it anyway. So
Oh, see, we got the joys of both. We got the best of both worlds. We got to enjoy Weep Skip, and also we got to enjoy skull routing for Rudo's letter. It was truly a win for everyone.
I mean, you could have just stayed in logic, right? And just go for letter anyway.
But who does that?
I don't think anyone did that, but I mean,
Nobody stays in logic.
you could have. Definitely could have this seed.
This was one of the situations where Weep Skip was probably not in everyone's favor, like having that trick available.
Yeah,
Because
it goes both ways. Because if you go and grind the letter, you're probably gonna miss something else too, right? Oh, and welcome to Words, just joining us here in the commentary booth. GG's.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks.
So, how did you enjoy that seed?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Looking back on it, it's easy to second guess and say, like, yeah, should have rushed 40 skulls, but, like, I think the only mistake that I wouldn't make playing the seed again is I would pick up that Sphere Zero bomb bag right away. I would just go check that. I think I would skip the skulls again next time,
Or we were just talking about it too, and Chad Ryu got first. Also, last location letter. So I'm not sure anybody didn't last location letter because there were just so many other better things to be doing, right? Like, what if you find your other hook in one of these other out of logic locations, or any other item that could have opened up something else possibly that's not just for letter, and it could have just been for Fountain Ice Cavern axes too. We just had no idea at that point.
Yeah, with Fountain being Way of the Hero, it definitely, I don't know, it's not very appealing to rush Jabu, so at least last locationing it, you know that you have to go into Jabu. I can't imagine collecting the skulls, dipping Jabu, or maybe not dipping Jabu, and then going ice.
And that's what we were just kind of talking about when you came in, is that, previous to the last, few months, skipping King Zora wasn't even an option. And so you had to get 40 skulls. Like, there was just, you see Zora's Fountain Way of the Hero, you go, okay, well, this is a 40 skull seed, I already know. But with King Zora skip now being an option, you get situations like these where it's like, do I do 40 skulls for the potential of Jabu, or do I just do King Zora skip and push my Way of the Hero, Zora's Fountain, and hope that I don't need a letter?
Yeah, and in this case, I think the choice is pretty clear if you know King Zora skip, because there is not much risk to doing it. You can at least peek all 3 Zora's Fountain items, and there's no letter in sight, and you might not even need it otherwise. Jabu is a stone, and you're in the situation where you know where one of your hook shots is, and you need Iron Boots or a scale to get it. And so you could find Iron Boots or a scale, or you could find your other hookshot. And if you get your other hookshot, that opens up Forest and Shadow, which both potentially have what you need to get your long shot.
Exactly.
I guess I would say the biggest argument in favor of it is if you do Jabu, or the skip, the King Zora skip, and you get the hovers, right? And you go and check and you find Dins, you need Strength 2 and Hammer anyway. So I think at that point in the seed, that's probably where you reasonably could have been like, well, I'm just going to go for Rudo's letter now. And instead of, like, I think 5 checks that everyone had or so. They were all not great locations either. So you could have easily saved like 10 minutes there. But, I mean, it's a hard call to make, though, too, because you could find nothing in Jabu.
Definitely. One thing that I noticed about this seed when I was just beating Ganon. So did anybody on Restream go through and beat Baronade? Did we find out what was on Baronade?
Oh, no one did.
So assuming that Baronade is junk, all 3 bottles that we found this seed were Way of the Hero for different reasons. You need an empty bottle to get up to 40 skulls. You need Rudo's Letter to get your hookshot. And you need Slingshot to beat Deku Tree for 4 medallions in order to get Hammer. And the only way to get Slingshot is with the Big Poe bottle.
Oh yeah, because Epona is.
So Shadow Temple was actually Way of the Hero for both Mirror Shield and a Big Poe bottle. Unless Baronade had the other bottle or a Slingshot, which is possible.
Yeah, Devin said there was a bottle on Baronade, so...
So in that case, only 2 out of the 4 bottles were probably Way of the Hero. Actually, no, if it's on Baronade...
You would still need the Big Poe bottle that Shadow gives you.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, so still... And that one is behind Rudo's Letter, so unfortunately, not all 4 bottles are Way of the Hero, which I guess we knew, but still 3 out of 4, which is pretty cool.
Which is a lot more than you normally see in a seed.
Yeah, certainly.
That's wild.
Yeah, this seed was just like, hey, I hear you like child skulls. Why don't you go find some child skull talents?
Yeah, were you worried at all at your skull routing at that point where you were like, okay, I have to go get 40 now? I mean, at that point, I think you had it like mid-20s, right?
The turning point, I think for me was really like, I went to get beans, and kind of as I was getting beans, I was like, I need to start doing bugs. Like, I only have 5 checks in logic, like this could go bad real fast. And I think I only had like 13 or 14 skulls at the time. But luckily, King Zora Skip gets you Sun Song, and so that helped a little bit. And so I definitely think I had some extra warping around there. I probably could have dipped bottom of the well earlier and saved like a Nocturne. But overall, I was relatively pleased with how quickly I went from like 12 to 40.
Just for
Yeah.
context, too, I mean, Ikola found the 40 skull letter at 2:05, and you were only 10 minutes behind then. You got it at 2:15. So there was a little bit of effect and execution between the 2 of you specifically. I mean, not a whole lot, only 3 extra, but just kind of a side note there.
Yeah, I mean, that could be something as silly as falling down in Fire Temple, having to walk around the maze again.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
4 dungeons for your, like after getting letter too, right? It's reasonable to assume that.
Yeah, my execution after the like 2.5 hour mark starts to drop off a cliff.
That's valid.
It's hard to play really well over 2 hours, much less 3 hours or more. So
I was about to say mine usually drops at the 2.5 hour mark, and then subsequently the 3.5 hour mark. Like if I'm still playing at 3.5 hours, my execution just takes another bit.
Yeah.
and it's around the 4 hour mark for me. Which is not a joke. It's,
I mean, if you're doing RSL,
yeah.
very valid. Also, Stuckman, 5th place. Stuckman's been showing up a lot here recently on these seeds.
GG,
yeah.
Stuckman.
Yeah, Stuck's been grinding a lot. I mean, you mentioned Ikola grinding. I mean, Stuck's been racing every single day. I think this year almost. So.
Stuck also does a lot of the async seeds. I see him on the leaderboards there.
Yeah.
It's a really good way, really effective way to get better. Just play every single async. You have so many other racers to compare to, rather than just doing another solos too, right? So definitely recommend that. Now, have you seen the thing about the official league words?
Yeah, I have. It's interesting.
Got about less than 24 hours if you want to sign up for it.
I think I have to skip this time around. I'm going to focus on asyncs again. They seem to fit my schedule a little bit better. But, looking forward to maybe joining in a future season.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they'll make some changes for the future as well, but it should be fun time overall anyway. I mean, asyncs are great too.
Yeah, maybe I'll jump in the league asyncs that have been posted a couple times. I hope that they keep doing that as well.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot recently. Just because, yeah, asyncs are nice when you don't always have, 3 hours back to back to back. You can always split up asyncs into multiple days. Or if you're, only available at weird hours, asyncs are always a great option.
Flea.
That's
Sixth place.
Very nice.
It's a exactly 2-minute gap, too.
And now we're seeing Incoherent heading towards Ganon's. Is in go mode.
Okay, Devin, but all you do is weird hours. That's not valid.
Only 4 people sub 330.
Can you call them weird hours if that's all you do? Are they just normal at that point?
See, now we're getting into the existential argument of like what defines weird. I don't think I can handle this at 9:42 on a Saturday night.
This seed was kind in a way. Like, it did not give you access to, presumably barren GTG and Fortress. It did not let you full clear Spirit Temple.
Yes, that was very nice of them.
Yeah.
And it was trying to tell you at the start in Dodongo's Cavern, hey, do this.
Yeah, here's the hint, here's the rank. Have fun.
I think the funny part is if I play the seed again, now that I've committed to checking the Crater Nook, I have Bomb Bag going down the mountain. I might dip into Child DC just on the way down to CAC, and I might see that hint right away.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, again, not going to do anything about it. It's not going to make me collect 40 skulls, but
Yeah.
Actually, maybe before I read the pedestal, I might. Maybe, before you realize that it's probably worthless.
And I think the seed would have been a lot better if 20 wasn't hinted dead. The seed's pretty palatable, I think.
Yeah.
Very
Because
true.
you're pretty much always going to go up to 20 here. When you're running down on that many checks, and at that point 20's kind of a pushover. I mean, you probably already got the bottle skulls, potentially, probably already did child cac, some adult dip somewhere. At that point, it's just cleanup. But yeah, going from 10 to 40 is a little steep, and it stings. It stings a little bit if you haven't done it before, for sure too.
Well, especially when you've done every other overworld check, and so you can't really combo.
Yeah, your only time loss is to skull routing, right? It's just like, ugh. Hey, but at least it wasn't 50, right? I mean,
I
did
think
you want it to be 50?
could always be worse.
Yeah, it could be. It's only really one. Oh yeah, go
One
ahead.
thing I see Daredevil in chat talking about the child spawn. I don't know if this came up on Restream, but it didn't matter the seed because we had explosives so early. But when you spawn there as a child, you can actually turn around and walk straight back into the fountain.
Yep.
Yeah. If it's that one, if it was the other entrance outside from Crater, then no. But yeah, yeah, it was definitely interesting. I mean, you didn't need the bomb bag Crater, but it definitely had an impact, more so because, I mean, at least for the restream, y'all stayed child forever. I mean, I was losing my mind, just go to CAC. I mean, get your song checks done. So I mean, you weren't going to get the other bomb bag sub-hour anyway, so I think it actually had a pretty big impact on the race. Alright, heading into the Ganon fight for Incoherent.
Alright, I'll let Incoherent fight Ganon, and I'll sign off. Thank you so much for the restream.
No worries.
And
Congratulations.
whoever rolled the seed, was it Jason?
It was Jason.
Yeah, it was Jason.
Thank you to everybody except for...
Hi.
Except for Jason.
Yes! No, thanks for me!
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and again, GG words.
Yeah,
Thanks.
4th place.
GG's.
And thank you, special thank you to Jason. I mean, I wouldn't be nearly as entertained if the seed wasn't so bad.
Oh, jeez. You wouldn't. You certainly would not have had us on comms for as long if the seed wasn't as bad.
Oh, for sure.
So you got to spend extra time with us because of the seed. So you can thank Jason for that. The what? One time I get to do comms every like 3 months.
Hey, at least it wasn't a jet seed, you know? That was,
At least it wasn't a jet seed.
at least for us. I mean. So, yep, there's, okay, it could be this, it could be that, and they're in go mode. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? And we are now in Adult 1, and we're in go mode. Okay, great. Sure. And there it is, the final one last hit for Incoherent, and we are out of this. Whew.
Looks like it's a sub 345. All right, sub 4. I mean, there's only been what, 4 finishers? 5 or no, 6?
6, so
so?
7th place. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic placement for a weekly.
7 out of 34. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
344.40. Yeah, get your GGs in chat. Whew. See if Incoherent wants to join us for an interview.
Yeah, Star. It was not one of those seeds where everyone was, over 4 hours. Oh, Zelda 2 Rando is on this channel. Oh, we can just flow right into that.
Yes, if you want to see some Zelda 2 action, I will be on this channel and not too long here.
Yeah.
It should be pretty cool if you haven't seen it before.
And we welcome your complaints, Incoherent.
Yeah,
Please,
get in here. Get in here.
just come and complain to us. We're here for you. But chat, did you have a good time? Did you have fun, chat? I know I certainly did.
I did. I mean, what was your favorite part?
Winning my 10,000 channel points because I bet appropriately on Spirit Temple. After having lost 5,000 channel points for betting totally wrong on Rudo's letter.
Man, what I wouldn't give to have a Baronade item there instead of just the hammer and Ganons. Fuck. That would have been so good.
Can you imagine if Hammer was just sitting on Baronade the whole time?
It would have been great.
Man.
Welcome to Incoherence.
Hey.
Welcome.
Jeez.
GG's.
Hi, thanks for restreaming me for that disaster that you just rolled.
Hey, you know what? Top 10 finish. Top 10 finish.
Well, when like 15 people forfeited when they saw that it was 40 required, really easy to get top 10.
Yeah, I mean, the win's a win, you know?
Yeah.
Top 10's a top 10.
Top 10.
So, I learned how to do King's Zora Skip like last week. That was the third time I've ever done it in a run. And then the monkey's paw curled.
Yeah, it both was a blessing and a curse. Like, it's like, I'm glad that you learned King Zora Skip, and this was probably the one seed where you probably shouldn't have known it.
I mean, Sun Song was good, don't get me wrong.
True.
You had to go find 30 skulls with a boomerang in a bottle.
Good luck, yeah.
I'm not seeing anything wrong with this seed. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Yeah, no, I mean, like we were saying, King Zora Skip, not too difficult to learn, so I'm not too surprised to learn that. I mean, you did a good job with it.
Yeah.
The other thing was just the bomb bag at the very start of the seed. I actually, I'm walking out of the fairy fountain. I thought I was walking out of the mountain itself, and I went, okay, let me just turn around and check Crater Wall just in case. And then I didn't realize it was in the fairy fountain and went, wait a second. And then I shook the owl and didn't actually get the bomb bag for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you could believe it, Liam 6 got the bomb bag, I think. Oh man, that was like 30 minutes or 40 minutes after you did. So, I mean, you didn't get it the latest on the restream, but
I mean, that was Way of the Hero was the best part.
Yeah, with the other one on Skull Kid, it wasn't technically Way of the Hero because you could just go adult, go get Saria's, go do Skull Kid, and you're good.
Yep.
But
Big Poe was.
To be honest, though, I think it had a huge impact, though, because at least on Restream, you all stayed child for 35, 40 minutes, or give or take. So you were going to get the other bomb bag for even longer. So I think it was worth getting super early. We really only saw Words get it like pretty much immediately. He just kind of checked it and was like, oh, okay, cool. And then you kind of just go from there. But all it really does is kind of you just string a bunch of stuff together. You still have to go get skulls afterward anyway. So the amount of time that actually like saved was pretty minimal. But I mean, it led to DC, led to your Rang, your 40 skull hint. So it did have an impact.
The big thing for me is I saw the field Way of the Hero and went, crap, I could have had that. And nope, actually I couldn't.
Yikes! Yeah,
that's my go mode that's sitting in the Tektite Grotto there. Cool.
Did you think it was your hook shot when you first saw it?
Waiting to find the other scale or the iron boots at any time, and then it just never happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you were pretty close on getting the 40 skulls, though. I mean, Icola on stream got it at 205, 28 or 215 for Words, so he was 10 minutes behind. But I mean, you were only 3.5 behind Swords. You got him at 218.30, so it was pretty good in terms of your routing, and I mean, everyone last location letter pretty much. So
I mean, you can't not in the seed. Nobody wants to go pick up these skulls for a letter for 4 checks in Jabu.
You could have. I mean, you can craft a scenario where, like, well, do you want to do these 5 awful overworld checks, or do you want to start your skull hunt? And I think it's reasonable to make that decision. I don't know how likely it is. There's probably like 1 or 2 people that might have done it this seed in a bigger race, but
in a really big race, somebody makes the play for it and is rewarded, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's rando.
You can say that again.
Well, I hate to be that person, but as mentioned, we do have a Z2R weekly coming up in about 6 minutes. So, Inko, any last minute thoughts?
That was a seed. Thanks.
It was a seed, yes. Commentators, any last minute thoughts?
Shout outs to our trackers and our runners, with which we could not have this restream. So, absolutely fantastic.
I think I've said everything about I could say about this seed. It was a blast, so thank you.
Very fun time.
All right. If you haven't, bots being annoying. If you haven't gotten your fill of Ocarina of Time Randomizer, there's always the EU Weekly tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. UTC. So definitely stay tuned for that. And this is where we're going to be passing things along to Star, who's going to be doing the Z2R Weekly. So don't go anywhere if you want to see something you may not have seen before. Otherwise, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.